Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 457. Episode number 457 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to implore you to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, folks, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. I am also on Gab under the same name, folks. Gab under the same name, PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. Well, folks, it is a Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Let's just go right into the markets. Why not, right? As a matter of fact, folks, the markets, very weird day in the markets today. Everything was rather flat in the morning. Of course, I did not suggest a stock to watch for a pattern or day trading play this morning because everything was low volume, and I don't like those types of conditions. I've talked about it many a times before. This is not a buyer's market. For whatever reason, we have a lot of folks trying to prop up this market. My speculation is you've got a collusion going on Wall Street and all the hedge fund managers, big money managers, these hedge fund, mutual fund, all these funds trying to prop up this market so that they can lure just naive investors into the market so that they can buy at these prices so that these individuals on Wall Street can incrementally start selling off. And let me tell you, Zero Hedge is on top of this. Zero Hedge is talking about how Bank of America customers are now starting to sell off their stocks. And I'm telling you this right now, folks, this is not a buyer's market. I know that you're seeing Dow Jones 20K off of every media outlet, even probably in your local news. It's a trap, folks. Do not buy at these high rates. I'm telling you this right now. It is a trap, and if you buy at these high rates, in my personal opinion, you're going to be holding the bag for a long, long time. And I just don't think that when you've got somebody like myself trying to tell you and trying to give you the substance on why this is happening, there should be no reason why you're buying into these markets. I'm telling you that right now. Now, with that being said, folks, the Federal Reserve released their minutes today, and the Federal Reserve minutes suggest that they are imminent about a rate increase as it relates to the interest rates of the Federal Reserve. Now, I've said this time and time again, since we have been seeing a run on the dollar because of all the uncertainty throughout the international community, hence the Brexit situation, the uncertainty in the EU, a little bit of uncertainty in Asia. Everybody wants to be cashed out in American U.S. currency. So as a result, when you've got an international demand for currency, that's going to rise the value of that currency in general. Now, with that being said, folks, as we start seeing the Federal Reserve minutes, they're suggesting that they are going to raise interest rates. So the way I saw it today is that the investors saw that, hey, look, there's an impending interest rate hike looming. So let's just go ahead and sell off our dollars, and let's, I guess, accumulate more and more stocks, try to pump and dump this stock market even more before the damn crash. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Because, folks, when the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, it's going to bring more value on an already valuable dollar, which in turn, folks, which could cause stagflation. Stagflation in that you've got folks that are holding on to their currency, and they're not letting it go because the longer they hold on to it, the more value it has. So that doesn't inhibit them spending that currency. And as a result, when you have people hoarding currency, you have a lack of circulation of money in a given market, and as a result, there is less opportunity for wealth generation. So what we need, as far as this economy is concerned, is for this dollar to kind of level out this over-speculation that is causing this value on the American dollar. Because when the value of the dollar kind of goes down to a certain capacity, that inhibits, all right, or I should say inhibits a spending type philosophy, because what are people going to do when a value of a dollar goes down? They're going to buy things. They're going to buy gold. They're going to buy stocks. They're going to buy real estate. They're going to buy cars. They're going to buy assets. And when people buy things, that's an exchange of currency. And when you have currency circulating and exchanging as many hands as possible, that's when you have economic opportunity. That's when you have wealth generation. And that's what we need to focus on as it pertains to the Trump economic agenda. Now, as I stated, in these Federal Reserve minutes, it looks as if they're going to imminently raise interest rates. And I don't think that looks very good for right now, especially as it pertains to this overinflated dollar. Now, we shall see what the future holds. But the reaction of the Federal Reserve minutes, I don't know what these people are smoking in Wall Street. Like I said, these people are smoking crack. There is no financial fundamentals involved in any of the Wall Street investors in today's market. It is just ridiculous. Let's get to the damn market, shall we? Dow Jones Industrials today up 32.60 points, a percentage increase of 0.16%, closing out the Dow Jones Industrials at 20,775.60 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We're almost at 21,000 down. 21,000 Dow Jones Industrial. Give me a break. Give me a break. Over-speculation, do not buy at these high rates. I'm telling you, even people now in the mainstream business media are starting to say this is a bubble waiting to burst. And the more and more these stock market index composites get more inflated, the harder the fall is going to be, folks. I'm telling you this right now. So with that being said, let's continue going here. We saw a little bit of a plus side on the Dow, but then we take a look at the S&P, it's down. All right, S&P down 2.56%, a percentage decrease of 0.11%, closing out the S&P at 2,362.82 points for the S&P 500. What kind of sense does that make? What kind of sense does that make? I'm just saying. Let's get to the NASDAQ, shall we? The NASDAQ is also down today, 5.32 points, a percentage decrease of 0.09%, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,860.63 points for the NASDAQ composite. This makes no sense, folks. we saw a little bit of a decrease on the dollar, okay? So if the dollar decreases, we should see some increase in equities, correct? It's not what we saw, all right? That's not what we're witnessing right here, and this just goes to show you the helter-skelter of this market proves that these damn Wall Street investors are smoking crack. They're smoking crack rock, and everybody who has any kind of fundamentals of finance knows it. Anyway, let's get to the commodities, shall we? All right, because once again, we have to figure out what the hell's going on around here. Now, as it pertains to energy, it has been shown once again that OPEC is not obliging the agreed-to cuts that were agreed to several months ago. It shows, and I've been saying, these people are not cutting their production, and it came out today in an article that if OPEC does not oblige their cuts, that we could possibly see a barrel of oil down to about $30 a barrel. And the reason that we're seeing these OPEC countries, the oil-producing countries, not obliging the cuts they agreed to is because everybody needs money right now. Saudi Arabia needs money. All right, China needs hard currency right now. Their cash reserves have fallen to an uncomfortable level, even from their perspective. I mean, everybody needs money. Russia needs money. The Middle Eastern countries need money. Iran needs money. All the oil-producing countries need money. Venezuela needs money. So right now, folks, you have a lot of oil-producing countries that cannot, all right, for whatever reason, oblige the goddamn OPEC cuts that were agreed to sometime 2 or 3 months ago. They can't do it. Everybody needs money. Everybody needs money. When you got the House of Saud injecting, I forgot how many billions of dollars into their banking system just so that they can keep it solvent, that goes to show you that a lot of these oil-producing countries that were living off the high hog are in dire straits at this point in time. And that puts America in a very unique position because now we've got so many people on the world market that could supply us oil. At the same time, we have discovered major oil deposits within our own country. So when we open up our oil production capabilities, I think that it's going to spell a whole new playing field for America. As a matter of fact, just imagine right now how much you spend on your electric bill, how much you spend on gasoline every month. And just imagine if you could cut that out and make it down to about 15%. All right, you cut that down to about 15% of what you're paying right now. And that's more than plausible given the fact if we open up our oil production and energy production resources. I mean, we could cut energy down to an insignificant expense and become solely energy independent. And just imagine what that would do to the consumer. The consumer will have more money in their pocket. As a result, be able to spend more. And when people are spending money, that is where wealth is created. We have to have people spending money. I mean, it's as simple as that, folks. And not to mention, the Trump administration knows that the job market is something that needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed at a rapid rate. That's why you've got the Trump administration and his economic team focusing on jobs, because when the economic contraction happens in the stock market, happens in the real estate market, if the job market is somewhere near full employment, and I'm talking genuine full employment, then the potential crash that's going to happen in the equities market and in the real estate market is going to be very short-lived, because the job market is going to offset any potential decreases in the equities in the real estate market. And that's what was missing in the 2008-2009 crash. And for you folks that are unaware, I've lectured on this many a times. Go back in the archive and look it up. I'm telling you, it was first the contraction in the job market, then the layoffs, then the foreclosures, then the stock market contraction, then the derivative securities, then the insurance policies on the derivative securities, and then the damn thing almost nearly collapsed the damn economy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to energy. I didn't mean to go off on that tirade about other economic things, but it bears repeating. It bears repeating. Once again, I would not touch energy with a 10-foot pole right now, given all the factors that I just went over. Let's go ahead and get to WTI sweet crude. It is down today, 41 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.75%, closing out WTI at $53.92. Per barrel of WTI sweet crude. We've got Brent crude also down today, 52 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.92%, closing out Brent crude at $56.15 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We've got gasoline. Now, this is very, very interesting. Gasoline is up. Now, why would gasoline be up, folks? Because we have a refinery shortage in this country, believe it or not. And I don't want to get into the whole technicality of why we have very little refineries, but let's just say regulation. All right, let's just say regulation.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit mbusa.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
So with that being said, gasoline is up, 1.70% increase on the day for gasoline. Now, the feast or famine commodity natural gas we saw yesterday down 9% yesterday, which was an unbelievable decrease that I've ever seen for one commodity. But it is modestly up today, folks. All right, natural gas up 1.40% increase on the day for natural gas. Heating oil down today, 0.30% decrease on the day for heating oil. Let's get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the damn metals! We've got gold slightly down today, folks. It was very volatile in the gold market. Very volatile in the gold market. I mean, you could have literally day traded an ETF or an ETN related to gold itself. And the reason was because of the anticipation of the releasing of the Federal Reserve minutes. And if you take a look at the intraday chart on gold, lots and lots of volatility in there. Once again, I'm still a buyer regardless. I'm still a buyer regardless because even though things may look like a certain path economically, I feel that whatever path is being taken right now is uncertainty. And when things are uncertain, investors always go to the safe haven of metals as a hedge against uncertainty. So with that being said, gold is modestly down today, 70 cents. A percentage decrease of 0.06% decrease on the day, closing out gold at $1,238.20 per troy ounce of gold. Silver is unchanged today, folks. Unchanged today on silver. Closing out silver today at $18.07. $18.07 per troy ounce of silver. Copper down modestly today. It is down 0.29% decrease for copper. And platinum down 0.02% decrease for platinum. Let's go ahead and get to the agriculture commodities. Now, once again, folks, we saw a decrease in the dollar, so that should mean we should see increases across the board, at least in most commodities, unless there's an oversupply, according to the market here in the commodities market. So let's go ahead and get to it. We've got grains, corn up today, 0.46%. As I suggested, the dollar slid, so we should see commodities rise. That's what we're seeing thus far. Wheat is up today, 1.39% increase on the day for wheat. Oats is up today, 0.80% increase on the day. Rough rice is up, 0.32% increase on the day for rough rice. Soybean is down today, folks, 0.36% decrease on the day, although soybean oil is up 0.15%. And canola is down, or excuse me, it's up. Canola is up, 0.17% increase on the day for canola. Let's go ahead and get to the soft, shall we? Now, I'm looking at the soft index here, and I'm seeing a lot of blood here. So that represents to me that there is higher supply than there is demand. I mean, that's what this represents to me. I mean, these are commodities traders. Commodities traders are way different than equities traders. Now, let me explain to you folks what commodities trading is. And this is why you have to have a very large sum of money to partake in commodities trading. What you do as a commodities trader, there is a contract that you are purchasing at a given price. For instance, right now in softs, cocoa, everybody who's trading cocoa right now in this market is trading for the May 2017 contract. Now, as a commodities trader, you are trying to purchase as many of these contracts as possible and hold them so that they increase in value so that you can then sell the contract before the actual contract is due for delivery. Because, folks, you're actually purchasing the commodity in the commodities market. So if you hold a contract all the way to the delivery date, you holding that contract, even though you're an investor, you're going to have to figure out where that particular commodity is going to be delivered. You got to make those arrangements, all right? So once again, commodities are nothing more than trading the contracts for a very finite amount of time. And that's what commodities traders do. So they don't have time to over-speculate. Commodities traders don't have time to pump and dump. I mean, it is the actual market. That's why I go over all the commodities, because it represents what exactly is truly going up and going down based upon supply and demand. So with that being said, I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of what commodities traders are doing at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange whenever they're out there trading. They are actually trading contracts, and they're holding them for a day, week, 2 weeks, whatever the speculation is, based upon the research of the commodities trader on whether or not they're going to hold it and sell it. I mean, it's a very, very it's a lucrative business. It's a lucrative game, but you can lose your shirt if you don't speculate appropriately. Let's put it that way. All right, let's go ahead and get to cocoa since we were talking about it. It is down today, 0.05% decrease on the day. We've been seeing lots of decreases in cocoa, so that goes to show you that people ain't eating chocolate for whatever reason. And we just got through Valentine's Day. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I don't know what to say. Anyway, we got coffee. Hey, dude, just don't talk to me. Don't talk to me unless I have my coffee, dude. Just don't talk to me. Just shut up, you stupid little hipster fruit. Stop conforming, you fruity ass. Anyway, coffee is down today, folks. 0.63% decrease on the day. I doubt that you're going to get yourself a deal on Starbucks, and I'd also like to take this opportunity to say, boycott Starbucks! Boycott Starbucks! They're an un-American company that's spitting in the face of America. Boycott Starbucks! I'm not even joking around. Boycott Starbucks, all right? If you see anybody with a Starbucks cup, you can say, oh, yeah, I guess you hate America, huh? I guess you're spitting on our troops, aren't you? You stupid little pro-immigrant supporting fruit bowl. And look, I have no problem with immigrants. But right now, we need people that are here legally. You understand? Here legally. Anyway, coffee, once again, down 0.63%. We've got sugar. Sugar is down today, 0.29%. We've got orange juice down today, 0.91% decrease. Cotton is down 0.22%. So I'm reading a lot of negative numbers in these commodities, which says to me that there's more supply than demand in a lot of these commodities. Let's get to lumber. Lumber is up today, 0.86% increase on the day for lumber. Rubber is down today, 0.76%. And ethanol is up 0.13% increase on the day for ethanol. Let's go ahead and get to livestock. Now, livestock is a very tricky business right now because we don't know what the hell's going on. As far as I'm concerned, I guess that no one's eating beef anymore. Everybody's a vegan all of a sudden. Oh, and we wonder why people are getting sick. Oh, and we wonder why people will look emaciated and look like cancer victims. Oh, hey, you know what? Y'all be vegan all you want to. It's more beef for me, you fruit bowls, all right? Anyway, live cattle is up today, 0.67% increase on the day for live cattle. We've got cattle feeder up today, 0.44% increase on the day. And finally, we're starting to see some contraction in lean hogs after all these months. Finally, a contraction. It is down today, 3.70% decrease on the day for lean hog. And before we leave the markets here, I would like to remind everybody that Bitcoin, what have I been telling you about Bitcoin, baby? The more and more countries try to eliminate cash, I'm talking a cold, hard cash, from their economies, people are going to start looking to this cryptocurrency as an alternative for other and all transactions so that the government won't be shoved up your damn pooper about every single thing that you spend your hard-earned money on. Because that's literally what this whole getting rid of cash represents. If they get rid of cold, hard cash, not only does that hurt the impoverished people in a given nation, but it also gives the super power of the government to overlook every transaction from every person that's living in a geopolitical area. And there should be no governing body that has that kind of power. I mean, economics is our last line of freedom, especially if you're a capitalist. And you should have the freedom to spend your money how you want to without the government being shoved up your ass for every damn transaction in your life. And as I stated, folks, we in America cannot get this idea that we should eliminate cash, because that hurts the most impoverished people in this country. And moreover, that gives an unbelievable amount of authority over our economic lives. And you see, the basis of capitalists is economic freedom. I mean, economic freedom is the basis of true liberation. I mean, there's nothing more liberating, folks, than being your own boss, making your own capital, being your own destiny, carving your own destiny how you see fit. As I've always said, folks, the difference between capitalists and everybody else is that everybody else waits for things to happen to them. Yeah, you've heard it. You've heard it all the time. Oh, I've got faith. It's going to happen to me. Good things are going to happen to me. Yeah, and then nothing happens. And you keep waiting, and you keep waiting. I mean, you have a better shot winning the lottery than waiting for things to happen to you. The difference between everybody else and capitalists is that the capitalists go out and make things happen. We go out and we make things happen. We don't wait for things to happen to us. We go out and we make things happen. That's the difference between capitalists and everybody else. Anyway, with that being said, I didn't mean to get off on that tirade, but I do want to put a point of emphasis that capitalists make things happen. We don't wait for things to happen to us. Anyway, here we go. Bitcoin right now, the price is $1,129.23 per Bitcoin, folks. Let me tell you that one more again, all right? $1,129.23 per Bitcoin, folks. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass, all right? Anyway, folks, now that we've gotten done with the markets, let's go ahead and go right into the political commentary. We've got a lot to talk about today. before I get into Twitter shout-outs, let's go right into some POTUS news. President Trump is preparing his budget, and he is going to announce it next week in front of Congress, folks, in a prime-time address to not only Congress but to the nation. And I think that everybody should focus on what exactly is going to be done in this budget, and I think that everybody should prepare themselves for the type of cutting that is going to happen. Yes! I told you all this was coming, didn't I? I mean, you look back in the archive. You look back in the years 2010, 2011. I told you this was coming. All you people that were calling up saying, yeah, baby, I'm collecting my food stamps, baby. Keep paying your taxes, baby. I'm getting food stamps and welfare for my kids, baby. I'm getting it for my kids. I told you your days were coming, didn't I? I said that this wasn't going to last forever. Same with you bureaucrats that were rubbing it in the capitalist faces with your inflated paper-pushing budgets and your ridiculous pensions and retirements. I told you that this was happening, and I told you that your days were goddamn numbered, for Christ's sake, man. Anyway, it is a next week address to Congress, folks. It's next week. And he is going to outline a budget, and right now he is meeting with the budget office to number crunch the budget itself. But I'm telling you, people are going to be shocked in the bureaucracy of the kind of cuts that Donald Trump is going to do to this damn budget, baby. And it's a long time coming, man. It's a long time coming. And this will signify officially the coming of the capitalist revolution. And what I mean by that is that this budget is going, and it keeps in mind, folks, I mean, Trump even made this comment today when he was talking to the media about the budget. I mean, and I'm going to quote him here. He told reporters, our moral duty to the taxpayer requires us to make our government leaner and more accountable. And that means tax cuts and budget reductions in some areas. And he went on to say that we must do a lot more with less. It's time to trim the fat. It's time to trim the fat, baby. Woo! I'm telling you, I told you this day was coming. I told you all this day was coming. And that's why, truth be told, folks, everybody who is against Donald Trump right now, the mainstream media, the bureaucratic establishment political class, all right, all the bureaucrats, all these nonprofit organizations, people collecting entitlements, everybody that's out there protesting, they are going to be affected by the reforms of this capitalist revolution that is taking control of state power in America today. I mean, let's be honest, folks. I mean, how and why do people have so much time, effort, and energy to go out en masse to these protests? I mean, think about it. I mean, how do these people have the time, energy, money, and the resources to get their asses out there? Folks, they're collecting food stamps. They're collecting welfare. I mean, the Million Women's March, I mean, just imagine how many of those fatties are not only collecting entitlements from everything from housing voucher programs to free child care to welfare to food cards. I mean, but just imagine how much money they're getting in child support. Yeah, those fatties and uglies out there. And the reason they're out there, folks, it's not because of any grab them by the pussy comment by Donald Trump. They know that their little stupid bureaucratic domination of the system is coming to an end. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about this idea of turning baby making into big business. And that's exactly what happened during the Bush administration, and it went to a whole new, for lack of a better term, retarded level during the Obama administration. All right, we've turned baby making into big business. That's why we have women that have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids, all right, with no father in the household. All right, I did a show back in 2010, I believe it was, 2009, where I outlined a mother of 5 or 6, if they were to apply for every entitlement that was out there for them to qualify for, that they would qualify up to $8,000 to $10,000. $8,000 to $10,000 a month in government entitlements, and that includes food stamps, welfare, housing voucher programs, electrical assistance, free child care. I mean, you name it, they've got it. And then aside from all that $8,000 to $10,000 in entitlements that a single broad with 5 to 6 kids can get, they also can play the child support lottery system, folks. The child support lottery system. And as I've always stated, these single women, they treat their favorite kid the way they do because their daddy is probably the biggest earner in the child support payment system that they get on a monthly basis. All right? So you combine that. Just imagine that. All right? Just imagine you got $8,000 to $10,000 in entitlements every month from the government for having 5 kids. All right? Then you go and you play the child support lottery system, and even if your child's kid or the kid you have, the guy you have the kid with is a loser, even if he's a straight loser, I mean, the minimum that he is going to have to give is $250 a month. That's the minimum that they'll have to give is $250 a month. And, hey, God forbid, for the gentleman's sake, that this guy's a hard-ass earner. God forbid that this guy's generating anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 a month. I mean, a good $2,000, $1,800 a month could go right into the pocket of the ditzy bimbo that he failed to wear a Jimmy hat with to prevent 18 to 20 years of just misery, pain, and just complete exploitation. And that's why I'm saying, that's why these women were out there in the Million Women's March. They were out there because they don't want that to stop. They don't want the fact that they can take a man, marry them, and then go to a court system that shows favorability towards females to give half of what the man earns to the woman, gives alimony to the woman, gives the children to the woman. I mean, what's the statistic? 80%, 80+% of the time, the woman gets the children in a divorce proceeding. 80% of the time. And I've said this before, I've read of cases where a woman was actually a prostitute and still got a hold of the children because the court looked at it as if the woman was trying to feed her child and trying to make some level of means of income to try to feed and clothe her child. Can you believe this? So truth be told, that's why you have the Millions Women's March. Why do you have all these leftists out here that are trying to be all hyper-sensationalized and trying to cause havoc? Folks, these people are on entitlements. These people are on government grants to go to college. These people are on college loans. I mean, this is why these people have so much time, effort, and energy to do these things. And those of us capitalists, we're too busy trying to work. We're too busy trying to make a living to even have enough time to do this kind of crap. Doesn't it seem ironic that these same characters seem to be kind of every single week a new protest, a new agitation area, it's ridiculous. It's pathetic. And I think that with Donald Trump revising the budget, I think that he's going to go right into the pocketbooks of a lot of these people that are dependent on government entitlements. I'm not saying he's going to eliminate them altogether because doing so would be very irresponsible and cause civil unrest. But we are going to roll those sons of bitches back. And why not? Why not? It's time for all you folks that have been sitting on your ass for the past 8 years. And, I mean, that's why we have an obesity problem, if you want my personal opinion, okay? Have you ever seen anybody pay for stuff at a grocery store line with a food card? I mean, it is nothing but sugar, salt, and fat and processed garbage, all right? And then you got Michelle Obama, this tranny over here, supposedly trying to talk for healthy America, trying to get kids to eat healthier and eat vegetables. Meanwhile, the food entitlement system, this food card system, enables people to just go and just throw garbage in their goddamn basket. All right? I'm talking processed, fat, sugar, salt, crap. And then when they get to the damn grocery store line, when their food card runs out, you know what they do? They're like, oh, well, I don't want this then. I don't take this. I mean, literally, they just load their damn baskets up with a bunch of crap until they go to the grocery store line. And when their food card is maxed out, they just tell the people, I don't want this, and I don't want that, and I don't want this. And then we wonder why we have such a fat epidemic, for Christ's sake. Do you think if these fat asses out there at the Million Women's March, do you think these fat asses that are out here trying to protest on the left, do you think that they would be such disgusting-looking piles of protoplasm if they actually had a goddamn job and were earning their living and had to pay for their own food? Look, I don't mind if you're a fat, jelly-ass, bloated bastard if you're paying for your own food, okay? And as I stated, and I've said this time and time again, even back in the day, if you're paying for your own food in today's America, you're already ahead of the games. You're already ahead of the game. I mean, during the Obama administration, I felt at some instances very stupid for paying for my own food, considering that everybody at the grocery store had a goddamn food card. Damn it! You fat bastard! But all that's coming to an end now, boy. All that's coming to an end now. Because the capitalists have taken control of state power, boy. The capitalists have taken control of state power. That's what I'm talking about, man. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. You're goddamn right. The capitalists have taken control of state power, and we're not going to sit here and allow this crap to happen too much longer. So once again, folks, Donald Trump preparing his budget as we speak and is going to present it next week in front of Congress in a prime time address, which I am personally looking forward to, folks. I am personally looking forward to this because it's about time, man. I have been waiting for this for a long time coming. You could go look back at the archive, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I've been calling for this since 2008, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. What a long time coming, for heaven's sake. Anyway, you know what? Give me my drink, for heaven's sake. I'm loving this. I'm loving the capitalist revolution thus far. But just because we are progressing in our agenda as capitalists, there are many entities trying to stop us. There are many entities trying to stop Trump. And that's what keeps me going on this broadcast, folks. As I stated yesterday, I mean, this broadcast, I'm telling you, it exudes energy. It takes a lot of energy to be able to continue to sustain a nonstop broadcast for 3 hours and be able to continue to talk substance upon substance upon substance. But the reason I come back on here every single day is because I have to. I have to. If nobody is conveying ideas that is applicable to a civil society, then, I mean, no one's going to do it. I mean, I think everybody has their own agenda at this point, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Speaking of these cult of personality assholes on the alt-right, we're starting to see that those personalities that aided the Trump train during the campaign could care less about the Trump administration and care more about their stupid selves, even at the detriment of Donald Trump and the Trump train. These are selfish individuals, and we're going to talk about them here in a second. But anyway, let me just calm down here for a second. I do want to emphasize, though, that this budget that this president is going to propose is going to cause an uproar with bureaucrats, an uproar with people collecting entitlements, an uproar in people collecting monies from a given government program. It is going to cause a major uproar. And you know something? Too bad. All right? Too goddamn bad. You dumbass bureaucrats have had it your way far too long, and all you have done is crippled America. That's all you have done. I mean, this whole idea now, folks, because listen, technically we have gone through 8 years of the supposed liberal utopia. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's just take a step back and think about this for a second. For the past 8 years, we have lived the whole democratic rhetoric notion that if you just give somebody a little bit of a leg up, they'll be able to pull themselves out of the ghetto. They'll be able to pull themselves out of the barrio. They'll be able to pull themselves out of the white trailer park if you just give them a little bit of something, if you give them a little bit of a leg up, if you give them a little bit of welfare, if you give them a little bit of a food card, they'll be able to climb themselves out of the ghetto. Folks, 8 years has shown through application and practice that the liberal idea of giving people things for free so that they can get themselves, quote, out of an impoverished situation is an absolute moot point at this point. It's an absolute fallacy. It's an absolute lie. And why we are still entertaining this notion as a civilized society is beyond me. We just lived through 8 years of supposed getting people out of an impoverished situation strategy, and it does, you know what it did? It put more people in poverty. It put more people in poverty, for heaven's sake. It made more people dependent on the government. It didn't do anything for anybody except for Wall Street, except for the bureaucrats, except for the corporations that donated to the campaign contribution account of Barack Obama and the Democrats. That's why this is a new America. This is a capitalist America. And I don't want any of you people to forget it. And if you don't like it, then get the hell out of the country. All right, I'm serious. All right, I had to pallet 8 years. I had to pallet 8 goddamn years of a freaking president that I hated. I hated Barack Obama. As a matter of fact, I still hate that son of a bitch. But was I out here calling for this man's assassination? Was I out here saying that any harm should be done to this man? No. You know what we did here on the right? You know what I did? I tried to do everything within my power to convince others that what was going on in America in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, and so on was absolutely wrong. And it was not just wrong because I said so. It was wrong because there was blatant contradictions within the supposed strategy of the Democrats at the time. And that's why we have taken control of this government today. It took us a long time to do it, and you see, these Democrats and these liberals and these so-called progressive left, they don't want to wait. They don't want to have the patience that those of us on the right had during the Obama administration so that they can try to convince the people of their liberal leftist ridiculous perspectives. And you want to know why they can't wait? You want to know why the liberals and leftists would rather see civil unrest, would rather see all kinds of riots, would rather make this country ungovernable? Because, folks, they know that they can't win the people with their perspective. They know they can't win the general masses with their totalitarianism, with their regulation of speech, with their regulation of everything. That's why they want to set this whole country on fire, because they know, based on the election in 2016, they know that they don't have a leg to stand on as it pertains to political substance. So why not just go ahead and cause civil unrest? Why not just cause riots? Why not just make the United States ungovernable from their leftist lunatic perspective? Jesus Christ, man. And as I stated, folks, you idiots on the left, you need to calm your asses down and stop thinking that you're such Billy badasses out here. Because I'm telling you this right now, you are losing the political minds of the people of this country. You're losing it. And the only people that believe in your lunacy are people that are either smoking the same drugs you are or collecting the same entitlements you are. That's it. Anybody who's working for a living. This includes Mexican-American people. I mean, I was talking to somebody in the inner circle who said they were at a Mexican church. And they were at a Mexican church because they were brought there by a friend of theirs, and they just went there out of respect, and that 98% of the people at this Mexican church were for Trump's immigration reform. All right? I mean, 98% of the Mexican Americans at this church, according to this inner circle member, said that everybody there, 98% of the people, were for Donald Trump's freaking immigration policy. Now, why would that be, folks? Why would that be? I'll tell you why. Because folks that are born here, that happen to be Mexican descent, people that are citizens here, they don't want to be undermined by illegal immigration. They don't want their wages to be lowered. I mean, folks, and listen, this is where the right has to confront this immigration issue. The right has to confront this immigration issue with facts. And for the most part, folks, the majority of people who are Latino in this country do not want immigrants in this country. I mean, let's just take a look at the statistics for a minute. If you go on StatsBrain, which basically takes the statistics of all the government agencies that basically compile the information to comprise statistics, they show that the black race and the white race in this country, both of them, all right, both sides collect about 50 and over 50% of entitlements. So 50% of white folks collect entitlements, and 50% of black folks collect entitlements. This includes welfare, food stamps, so on and so forth. Now, when you talk about Latinos, all right, and I'm talking people that are legal citizens who happen to be of Latino descent, there's only 15% that are collecting entitlements of Latinos that are American people. 15%. 15%. Now, what does that tell you, folks? That tells me that the people that are born here that are Latinos, and believe me, I'm from Texas. You know, we got a lot of Mexicans walking around out here, so I've got a pretty decent perspective about this. All right, but most of the Mexican Americans that are legal citizens of this country do not want illegal immigrants undermining their employment, undermining their wages. As a matter of fact, many of the Latinos who were born here fought for this country. So there's a certain level of patriotism, there's a certain level of pride, there's a certain level of work ethic that I don't think that people are appreciating, and that's why, if you want my personal opinion, that Donald Trump made such a big impact within the Latino community. Now, when I mean big impact, he got way more than the Democrats ever thought they were going to get. He made a bigger impact in the black community than any Republican candidate previous. And the reason is, folks, is because not everybody on the minority side is a freaking lazy, they don't work, all that stereotypical nonsense. And this is where the right has to be able to portray a new face in which we, and I've talked about this before, embrace difference. Folks, the right is the new counterculture of today. The right is embracing different people, because that's what enabled us to get to this point. It doesn't mean we have to accept everybody, but in a country where we want to put an emphasis on nationalism and capitalism, we have to realize that we are going to be around people and have to live around folks that we really don't want to be. And it doesn't mean that we have to tolerate them in the sense of having to invite them in your homes, have them date your daughters or date your sons or anything to that capacity, but we have to respect the differences of the individual, not the collective. And that's what the right needs to emphasize, that we are nonconformists. We're not telling people how to dress, how to think, how to talk. We're embracing difference. We are embracing the difference in everybody. Gay, straight, transgendered, black, white, Latino, Asian, all of it, the whole gambit. The key to this, though, is that because we embrace difference, because we embrace individualism, that doesn't give any of us the right to try to infringe our perspective on anyone else and vice versa. We should, much like the Enlightenment thinkers that basically inspired our forefathers, we must respect life, liberty, and property. We have to respect people's lives who respect their own lives. If somebody doesn't respect their own life, why should we respect them? And that goes to a lot of the characters on the left. They don't respect their own life. They don't respect life in general. Liberty, freedom. I mean, that's what we believe in. That's an essence. Liberty. And what is liberty? Liberty is the freedom within a rule of civil law. Because if you wanted true freedom, it would be anarchy. I mean, true freedom would be anarchy. That means a nutcase who feels like killing people could go out and just start chopping off heads because it's true freedom. You know, I mean, if somebody had a gun and wanted to start shooting people up, they'd go out and do it because that'd be true freedom. That's why freedom and liberty go hand in hand. Liberty is freedom within a rule of civil law that doesn't infringe upon the individual, that doesn't infringe upon the pursuit of happiness or the pursuit of property. That's what liberty is. Anyway, folks, look, I'm gonna go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs. I know I'm going a little late here, but I'm trying to be as serious as a heart attack as it pertains to these ideas that I'm trying to convey on this internet, okay? And I hope that you folks that are listening, all right, I know that we got a lot of tards and we got a lot of, man children and cartoon watchers and people that listen to this show for the wrong reasons. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the person with any kind of civility. I'm talking with the person that views the world from a realist lens. Somebody who rationalizes, somebody who understands what's going on out here, and somebody who believes that life, liberty, the pursuit of property, and capitalism is the only way we're going to conduct a civil society where individuals can literally be free enough to create their own lives and not be dictated to by some goddamn bureaucratic government, federal government, world government, whatever.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Anyway, do we got any goddamn Twitter shout-outs to be had here, engineer? All right, folks. Well, without any further ado, if you want a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast, All you've got to do is retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. And, of course, the Twitter account is Politics Ghost. And the tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live. That's True Capitalist Radio Live. If you retweet that tweet, I will give you a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast right here and now. So let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? Let's go ahead and start some Twitter shout-outs right now. We've got Cuck Lives Matter. How you doing? We've got Pro Honky in the house. Who else do we have here? We've got Trump Magic Short Bus. Oh, that's so freaking funny, you idiot. I could fight Engie. Hey, don't be threatening Engie. Look, they're talking about fighting you, engineer. Why are you getting the engineer upset, man? Don't worry, engineer. I got your back, bro. All right, I got your back. I got your back. Anyway, who else do we got? Ghost gets sticks on TCR. I may do that. I think he'll actually come aboard. I just have to, I don't know, maybe get in contact with him via Twitter or something. We got Ann and the Wizard. What's going on? Mike, what the hell does that say? Milo takes number 1, up is number 2? Oh, what a sick asshole. Oh, shit. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Milo takes number 1, up is number 2? What the? Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Where do y'all come up with these names, man? And what dark part of your imagination and what dark part of your mind are you coming up with this crap? Good God, give me the mic. Jesus Christ, you people are sick, man. You're sick. Anyway, we got Rock Ape in the house. What's going on? We've got CDI Fan 237. We got Ghost is a Hamster. Just shove it up your ass. You know what? Better yet, why don't you shove a hamster up your ass? I bet you have plenty of practice at that, huh? Richard Gere style, huh? Yeah. Y'all heard about that? Huh? Well, it was a rumor, but, I think I saw it on a cartoon recently, I think. What was it? One of these stupid, dumbass adult cartoons. It was advertised. Anyway, if y'all don't know the Richard Gere and the rat up the ass story, well, then y'all are going to have to figure that crap out on your own. Anyway, we got Wyatt in the house. What's going on? Speed Mobile 91. We've got Ghost KGB. I ain't no goddamn KGB, you son of a bitch. We've got Green Leader. What's going on, mate? Once again, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, and I will give you a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast right here now. We've got the TCA news feed. How you doing? We've got Daruna in the place. The Green Bio in the house. We've got Edgar Raines in the place. Let's keep continuing. We've got Distilling video now. Great video distilling. I'm going to tweet it out here later on this evening. We've got Odd Eyes Magician. We've got, I'm not saying that disgusting name, for Christ's sake. We've got Ghost Pardons the Short Bus. No. I'm not pardoning no short bus. But like I said, for the Inner Circle members on the short bus, they're not out of the Inner Circle, okay? But, unfortunately, a lot of the folks in the damn Inner Circle chat room just don't like these people because for whatever reason, they're ignorant, they're stupid, they like cartoons, they bother people. You know what I mean? We're trying to talk business over here, and these freaks are doing whatever it is. Now, whenever they realize that they want to be adult, whenever they realize that they want to actually conduct themselves in a mature capacity, then maybe we'll bring them back aboard the Inner Circle mainframe here. But until then, they gotta prove themselves, man. They gotta prove themselves. Anyway, we're now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in with me. If you have not done so, please bookmark or add to your favorites the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, folks, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter right now. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. Now, with that being said, folks, I know people are rumoring out here that I'm going to be putting up new Inner Circle slots. I don't know how that got out, but I'm not going to announce when it's going to happen. It's just going to be put up, so you got to be looking on ghost.market if you want it, because I'm telling you this right now, I'd much prefer, our own recruiting process in the Inner Circle to be able to fill up the remaining slots. Now, these slots are from people that, for whatever reason, wanted to leave the Inner Circle. They thought, I don't know, some people were unhappy that there was a bunch of tards in it. That's why I had to kick out the tards, folks. I'm not even joking. People were very upset that we had, these kind of cartoon fetish tards in the damn Inner Circle. And a lot of people were like, man, look, I don't want to affiliate with this crap. I mean, are you kidding me? I don't want to affiliate with a bunch of furries and a bunch of fruit bowls and, I don't want to do that. And, we've got some slots available, unfortunately. I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to put it up, so you got to figure it out for yourself, all right? We're trying to recruit from the Inner Circle here, all right? We're trying to do some extreme vetting in the Inner Circle so that people, we want smart folks out here. We don't want people that are just going to be, causing a ruckus and thinking that this is some kind of a troll den or something to that capacity, all right? I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, with that being said, let me move on with some Twitter shout-outs here, all right? Who else do we got here? How about, who else do we have here? We got, speaking of the short bus, the 727 caller, what's going on? I know that he's been messaging me saying he doesn't belong on the Inner Circle. He's smart, so maybe we'll talk to him a little bit. We've got the Smiler in the house here. We've got the Brony Network in the place. Cali Pool Party. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Shut up. Enough with the Cali jokes, all right? Seriously, enough with the Cali jokes. Good God. Who else do we have here? We've got Moist Capitalist. We've got Supa in the place. We've got Silver Poop Tickler. Gee, man, I don't know where you guys are nuts. You know that? You guys are nuts. Anyway, let's see who else we got here. We got Loose Steed, whatever the hell that means. We've got Supreme Court 1, Ivanka 0. Look, shut up with that crap, all right? Shut up! Jesus Christ. We got Milo Cucks himself. Yeah, whatever that means, for Christ's sake. We got What a Twist in Texas. Look, shut up, man. I was lucky. I was damn lucky I didn't get hit up with them tornadoes out here in San Antonio, Texas. You understand that? I'm not even joking. That was serious business, and I'm lucky nothing happened to me or any of my property. Well, if anything happened to the house, I don't own this joint, so I'm not paying for it. But I'm talking any of my cars, any of my stuff in the backyard, any of the personal possessions that I have. I mean, good God, I'm so glad I didn't get hit up, and you people think it's a big joke. You wanted me to get taken away in a twister, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, who else do we got? We got Metroid Junkie in the house. We've got Dirk Pitt in the place. Who else do we have here for Christ? I mean, shut up, all right? Engineers Union rep. Engineers Union? What are you talking about, man? The engineer doesn't belong to a union. This is Texas, baby. This is an at-will work state. Isn't that right, engineer? Yes, sir. You're damn right. We've got Jerry Garcia in the place. What's going on? We've got, Jesus Christ, with these stupid dumb names, man. I'm not saying these dumb names. There's Flamin' Nipple Chops. What's going on to Flamin' Nipple Chops? I'm only going to take a couple of more of these because these are starting to get ridiculously stupid. You know? They're starting to get stupid. We've got, you know what, forget it. I'm looking at these. I mean, these are starting to look stupid. There's the MySpace Mexican. What's going on to the MySpace Mexican? Tyson Rocket. All right, look, these are getting dumb. Let me get a few Twitter. Let me get a few Inner Circle shout outs in here. What's going on to Abaru? What's going on to Capitalist Kush? What's going on to Insane Energy? What's going on to Broly? What's going on to Broner? What's going on to Eaglecock? What's going on to Melly? What's going on to Kingfish? What's going on to Forest Unicorn? What's going on to New York City NYT Eaglecock? What's going on to Popeye? What's going on to Flyer Hoodie Jeff the Chef John? What's going on to New Fag Ace? What's going on to the Norwegian Capitalist Scum.gov? What's going on to the Keystoner? What's going on to Silence, Spark Synapse, Trump and Capitalist, Vetaforum Wars, Wes in the place? What's going on to Tom and Snow White in the house? What's going on? Your memes are mine. What's going on to Laggett in the place? What's going on to Surprise and Fly? Once again, Baxter Chan in the place, Reverend Friars in the house, Neon Midnight in the place. I can go on and on. We're all up in the Inner Circle chat right now. And, of course, if you're a part of the Inner Circle and for whatever reason you can't get in the chat, please email me once again or please DM me on Twitter so that you can get a link into the Inner Circle and we can get you in there. We're trying to get as many people in the Inner Circle as possible in there. The problem is, you know, we had a couple of fruit bowls in the Inner Circle that thought it was, kind of a troll playground. They got put in the short bus. And now they may be a little bit upset about it. Well, you know what? Tough titty! Anyway, now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's move on to the next subject matter at hand, folks. And I want to talk a little bit about, has Milo exposed the latest divide amongst the right wing? Now, I don't know if this is a divide. I'm not really too sure what to interpret this as. But I told each and every one of you that Milo Yiannopoulos was a disingenuous character that could care less about the Trump train, that could care less about the Trump movement, and only cared about, I don't know what his motive was. And that's why I kept saying throughout the shows, I have no idea what Milo's motive is, because it certainly isn't money. Because as I stated several shows back, weeks ago, that if it was about money, there was a lot easier ways for him to make this money without trying to agitate, without trying to become a real-life troll, for heaven's sake. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know where this idiot thought that this was a great strategy, because I thought it was only a matter of time. All right? It's only a matter of time before you piss off so many people that they start exposing some contradictions within you. And, folks, I'm really, really taken back by how many people within the alt-right that are backing up Milo Yiannopoulos at this point in time. There was no justification for what he said on many different occasions. And we went over his press conference yesterday when he announced that he was leaving Breitbart, resigning from Breitbart.com. I mean, he sounded like he didn't give a rat's ass. And what was it yesterday? Me, my, I. That's all it was. And he was blaming everybody, everything. He was sounding like a goddamn liberal. Milo Yiannopoulos was sounding like a goddamn liberal. The first thing he said when he took the podium, I am a gay man. Oh, no, really? Oh, well, thanks a lot, Milo. Thank you for stating the obvious. Jesus Christ. And look, you know, if Milo would have shown just an element of humility in yesterday's press conference, maybe these people that are now trying to back up Milo Yiannopoulos wouldn't have so much egg on their face But folks, the folks that are out here trying to justify Milo Yiannopoulos' speech in relation to this pedophilia subject are the same people that were calling for investigations into Pizzagate. I mean, what the hell? I mean, how more hypocritical can you get? How more hypocritical can you get? I mean, this is what I told everybody for the past several shows, for the past couple of months, that the last line in the moral sand in this moralist society in Western civilization is if you believe pedophiles, if you believe pedophiles should be executed or should be condoned. That's the line in the sand, folks. That is the line in the sand, and that is the last line in the sand of morality. And in my opinion, folks, I believe anybody who is a pedophile, anybody who preys on children in a sexual capacity should be executed. Should be executed. I mean, anyone who is out here trying to make light of the seriousness of child abductions, child sex abuse, pedophilia, child murder, I can't stand it. I can't believe it. I mean, take a look at the left. Take a look at what Hillary Clinton does on her Twitter feed, making fun of this whole Pizzagate controversy, this whole Pizzagate scenario that involves her and child molestation and child abduction. These Democrats are joking about it. I mean, what kind of a mentality does one have to have when you are being implicated for something as horrid as being involved with a child sex ring and you start making jokes about it? You start making jokes about it? That's why I'm saying, folks, this is the last line in the sand. And I'm telling you this, we have to put the fear of death into pedophiles today. I'm sorry. I'm not joking around. I am tired of people trying to justify and legitimize and desensitize this whole ridiculous concept. All right? I strongly believe that we, the people, need to scare the bejesus out of any potential pedophile feeling within a potential pedophile person. We need to make them so scared to act on those disgusting, filthy urges that they could potentially be costing themselves their lives if they act on those urges. You understand? I mean, I'm serious. I think that people that are on juries, if you happen to be put on a jury and there is somebody that is on trial for killing somebody that is a blatant pedophile, then you need to have them not guilty. And that's all there is to it. I mean, if you know somebody that is conducting themselves in a nefarious way as it pertains to interacting with minors on the internet or getting lewd pictures or doing anything nefarious to children, then you knowing about it, you condoning it, because if you're not saying anything to somebody about somebody you know that's doing this, you are just as guilty as they are. Everybody in this country that has any moral principle has the duty to conduct themselves into the protection of children. And if you know there's somebody out there that is utilizing the internet to lure children into this capacity, if you know that there's somebody on the internet that does this and you say nothing about it, then you are just as guilty. Then you are a pedophile. Then you should suffer the same kind of repercussions as the person that's actually doing it. Because let me tell you something, if you know somebody that's conducting themselves in this capacity and you say nothing, then you are nothing better than a pedophile yourself. It's very easy to stop this. All right, it's very easy to stop this activity. All we have to do is put a spotlight on those that think that this is a big joke. Put the spotlight on those that are actually utilizing the methods of communication via the internet, via the apps, via whatever. We got to put the spotlight on these goddamn pedophiles so that they could be scared to act. They could be scared to act. Now, and thank you, 727, for posting this. Here is a dad who beats a teen he found molesting his son. Here, look at the face of this guy. I'm just tweeting that article right now. Look at the face of that guy. If you want my personal opinion, I think the dad went easy on him. Okay? I think the dad went easy on him, even though he looks like he has a fractured face, maybe a fractured skull, maybe a popped-out eye socket. He looks pretty deformed. But I'm telling you this right now, that father went easy on him, and we need to make sure that any of these damn pedophiles, anybody who is conducting themselves in any kind of child abuse should either be confronted physically or at the very least, reported to the authorities. Me personally, folks, I believe that people should confront these people out of a moral principle so that you can confront these folks. Because let me tell you something. When you confront these people, who's going to come to their defense? Who's going to come to a pedophile's defense? And whoever does should suffer the same repercussions as the goddamn pedophile. Now, I know I'm going a little off keister on this whole pedophile issue, but I find it ironic, folks, that, people don't really realize how nonchalant these people in Hollywood take this pedophile issue. I mean, take, for instance, Bill Maher, for instance, okay? Now, the reason I'm bringing up Bill Maher is because that was the show that Milo Yiannopoulos was on prior to this 96-hour debacle of him losing everything. Now, the liberals are taking heat, or I should say giving Bill Maher heat for even having Milo Yiannopoulos on there, and they're even hating Bill Maher even more because he agreed with certain issues that Milo Yiannopoulos said on that particular show. But let's take a listen to Bill Maher back when he was in his politically incorrect days in the 90s, talking about conditioning, or I should say condoning sex between an adult and a minor. Here, check this out. Listen to this. This is Bill Maher, all right, and we're airing this for education and criticism purposes only. Here we are. We have Bill Maher back in the 90s condoning. Well, just listen to it for yourself. I don't have to. Just put it on, engineer.
On the cover, Mary Kay Letourneau, the teacher from Seattle, who is in jail because she is in love. That's how I view it. I admit that it's unorthodox. She is 35. The boy is 14. He was younger when it started. But the big story this week... Has he been
bar mitzvahed?
Have I?
No, is he?
Oh. Okay. But she is pregnant again. That was the story this week. With the second child by this boy. So basically they're having a family, and they're keeping the mother in jail because she won't conform to what society feels should be the perfect American family.
Yeah, that's perfect. My dad's 14 years old, older than me.
Absolutely sickening.
What is sickening?
A woman who's over 20 years older, and she raped this kid.
Raped?
Well.
Come on. She's forced? How do you know? And how can you?
Well, how do you know that she didn't rape him?
How can
do
a woman
know that she didn't seduce him?
How can a woman rape a man?
I think that an older woman can manipulate a young kid, and I don't think it's really healthy. I don't think it's healthy for a kid who's going to be 14 with two kids out in the world. I think those children will grow up fairly damaged. I think that kid's going to grow up fairly damaged.
So you're on her side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you see that right there? That's Bill Maher right there condoning child sex right there. And let me tell you, I don't give a crap if it's a male teen or a female teen. I don't give a crap, all right? We should not be condoning this crap. They've been desensitizing us to this crap for years already. For years. And you mean to tell me that the left is shocked that Bill Maher agrees with Milo Yiannopoulos? They're shocked? Everybody's shocked all of a sudden? Let me tell you something. Bill Maher should be the next person to be taken off the air as far as I'm concerned, because this is not the first time he's done this as well, folks. Bill Maher has been condoning child sex for a long, long time, folks, all right? And engineer, go look for another clip of Bill Maher. There is a few other Bill Maher clips, folks, in which he talks about and kids around about child sex abuse. I mean, kids around about it like it's a nonchalant goddamn issue. I mean, I can't believe that this is America. This is the new America here, all right? Now, I want you to hear about, and this is more Bill Maher, all right? And I'm going right at Bill Maher because this is supposed to be the leftist centerpiece, of broadcasting out here. He's supposed to be, Bill Maher's so cool and he's so political and he's so rational and he knows so much. Here's Bill Maher on Jimmy Kimmel Live. And look, this was about 2 years ago. I'm going to let Bill Maher and his words speak for itself, okay? And the only reason I'm playing these clips, folks, is because I want you to know how serious this epidemic of pedophilia really is. Go ahead and throw it on, engineer, because let me tell you something. We need to make sure that everybody understands that this particular situation as it relates to child sex abuse is so prevalent and is such an issue that I can't believe that we are sitting here actually debating on whether or not Milo Yiannopoulos is somehow a victim of words he said himself about pedophilia. Stupid. Anyway, once again, here's Bill Maher on Jimmy Kimmel. Let his words speak for himself. All right, now this is kind of a 5-minute clip here. Just listen. Listen. This is his thoughts on the Bill Cosby situation, and then he makes reference to being sexually abused and Michael Jackson, and so on and so forth, all right? Here, go ahead and throw it on, engineer.
Not about what happened in Paris and the situation in North Korea. You tweeted something that was another controversial topic. It's good. Well, it's good that you're coming back to work on Friday because you said last month Bill Cosby's lawyer keeps saying the stories are old and discredited, and we know what stories you're referring to, except nobody remembers the part where they were discredited. It's unusual for a comedian to go after another comedian.
I never thought he was funny. I mean, that's the beginning of it. I know, really.
Is that true?
Absolutely true.
Really?
I have a list of people who never made me laugh. Danny Thomas, Red Skelton. I could go down the list, but Bill Cosby definitely. And some of my close friends in comedy are huge Bill Cosby fans. We've had this argument for years. I feel totally vindicated.
And I don't know how this would vindicate you, but go ahead. It's your opinion on Bill Cosby.
But anyway, look, I think when you're a public figure, you are absolutely a target. We are all just sitting out there. By the way, they referenced you on the newsroom.
Why are you pointing at me? What did I do? I did. I heard that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Which is Aaron Sorkin does a great takedown of social media and how it's irresponsible. And I
was flattered to have been mentioned.
You should have been, yes. And so I'm very wary of saying if somebody accuses somebody that it's true. But let's put some perspective in this. Let's look at some other people who've been accused. Woody Allen.
Yeah, now you see he's going to bring up Woody Allen. You hear this? Bringing up Woody Allen. How convenient. Bill Maher. How convenient. You get it now? Keep it rolling, engineer.
Let's look at some other people who've been accused. Woody Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Woody Allen was accused by one person who had every reason in the world to hate him with the white-hot intensity of 1,000 suns. Right?
Was his now ex-wife.
Right.
Yes.
She accused him of having sex with a child, and I don't think that's true because of what I just said, but it could be. So we'll say that 10% possible.
I don't think that it's true, but it could be. Do you hear that? 10% possible. Now, lest we forget, folks, Woody Allen married his stepdaughter that he raised as a young child. And you have this idiot, Bill Maher, claiming that, no, he didn't have the feelings when he was raising her, when Woody Allen was changing her diaper or anything of that nature. I'm serious! Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, I told you about this. All right, and let me tell you, we have to start taking down these people. All right, I mean, we got to start taking down individuals that condone this crap.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
We just got to take them down, folks. This is just. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to put it. We got to take it down. Look, let's keep going, and let's talk a little bit more about what the hell this idiot said. Now, he brought up Woody Allen. Who else does he bring up? Keep it rolling, engineer.
Michael Jackson. Now, Michael Jackson, awesome dancer, great songwriter, unconventional babysitter.
That was going to be the title of the next album.
So, look. He got how many accusers? Two or three?
Something like that.
But he's so weird. And he also always spent time with children. So it's kind of hard to know. He by his own mouth, he said, it's charming to be in bed with children. He said that. So I don't know. What I think happened was a little grabby under the covers, which is wrong. It is. That is a crime. To grabby, but it's not like, what Catholic priests were doing.
You just heard about this?
Yeah, right. You just heard about
a lot of them are here on vacation.
Right. But it is a crime. But I always said, put that in perspective, because, when I was 12 years old, I was once brutally beaten on the playground by 2 bullies. One held me down and the other just punched me in the face. And if I could trade that, if I could go back to 1968 and trade that experience for being gently masturbated by a pop star, I would do it in a heartbeat. Frankie Valli could, Creedence Clearwater Revival could, Marvin Gaye could, the Drifters, not the group, just Drifters. Still be better than being punched in the face. Okay. So Woody Allen, 1 accused. Michael Jackson, 2 or 3.
All right.
Bill Cosby, we do not have a number high enough. I mean, people say he deserves his day in court. Do we have enough time?
He doesn't want a day in court. Yeah, I mean, he's
present accuser number 465, and then the stenographer would like to say a few words because she was groped on the way in. Did this man ever meet anyone that he didn't? I mean, and these are women who don't seem to have a reason to lie about it. There's no money.
Well, that's not.
Now, did you all hear that right there from old Bill Maher, folks? I mean, look, even Templeton. Look at Templeton. He even can't believe it, for Christ's sake. Look, folks, this is what I'm telling you. We cannot allow these types of individuals to get away with this type of stuff. All right? Now, look, I believe that what happened to Milo was automatically justified. I'm glad that he got disinvited to CPAC. I'm glad that he got his Simon & Schuster publishing deal completely eliminated, and I'm glad that he resigned from Breitbart. But if that is going to happen to Milo Yiannopoulos, the same thing should happen to Bill Maher, all right, for doing the same type of, disgusting, despicable humor. And as far as I'm concerned, folks, we need to call for Bill Maher to be fired at this point in time. I'm not even joking around about that, all right? I'm not even joking around about that. We need to make sure that we call for the firing of Bill Maher so that this idiot doesn't make jokes like he's been making out here, nonchalantly joking about pedophilia, for Christ's sake. I mean, did you all hear that interview with goddamn Jimmy Kimmel, for Christ's sake? I mean, give me a break, man. This is Hollywood, folks. This is Hollywood. And let's take another look at somebody else. Let's take another look at George Takei. You know, the guy from Star Trek, Mr. Oh, my. That ass crack. You know, this guy that's been vocal against Donald Trump. The guy that put out a Twitter poll on whether or not people like Trump or not like Trump, and he had to take it down because he knew he was going to look like a stupid idiot. But George Takei, he also has some similar situations of his own as it relates to pedophilia. Yeah. Oh. And wonder what Mr. Takei has to say about pedophilia and what he has to say about this particular issue, given the fact that he's an open gay man. Oh, my. Let's go ahead and hear exactly what Mr. Takei has to say. George Takei, right here, Mr. My Japanese internment camp man. Go ahead and throw it on there, engineer.
Oh, yes, he was. And you sat there and he touched you, and did you feel molested in a way?
What?
Were you molested in a sense because you were 13?
Because I was kind of willing. I thought he was pretty attractive.
Right.
And he was.
And you wanted to know why you felt this way.
Yes.
Today's lesson, how to turn a blonde arm brown. Now, wait a minute. What does he do? So he starts touching you how?
I don't know if I need to hear all that.
I mean, does he put a hand on your knee, or does he put his arm around your shoulder?
Around my shoulders, and then,
he blew you.
He started, touching the private parts.
Was he gazing into your eyes all the time? Was he saying anything?
Oh, yeah, he was telling me about, how
he's gay. And what did he do? Did he perform oral sex on you?
It was a hand job.
Hand job.
Oh.
Yeah. Right.
But did he? Are you kissing?
Yes, oh, yeah.
Oh, sure. We want the hand job.
No. I don't want to. That's about enough. You get it, okay? Now, this is starting to throw a little bit of a question into the LGBT movement here. Now, there's a theme going on here. 13, 14 years old seems to be the age in which, just like Milo described, older gentlemen who prey upon younger men, and it seems as if, just like you heard George Takei, just like you heard Milo Yiannopoulos, that it's okay with them that they're 13 years old and that they are, in their words, okay, luring these old men on into this activity. Now, folks, this is a very serious implication because what people are trying to twist the Milo Yiannopoulos scandal into is a anti-gay issue. That the reason most people are against Milo Yiannopoulos is because he's a homosexual. And that is the furthest from the truth. What it comes down to is, why is it that it seems as if homosexual men have either gotten molested or want to molest? I mean, this is just too much of a correlation. There's too many people that have come out and said this. It's too much. It's too goddamn much. So this is what I keep saying about the LGBT movement, folks. The LGBT movement is very, very disturbing because I don't believe that the LGBT movement wants equality. I think, unfortunately, to the detriment of capitalist, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered folks, unfortunately, this is a detriment to you guys because it's starting to put a correlation with certain elements of the introduction of homosexuality and pedophilia. And, I mean, you have to be naive to negate this, folks. You have to be absolutely naive to negate this. I mean, George Takei saying he was 13 years old when he got a, quote, hand job. I mean, and he was laughing about it. He was laughing about it. You have Milo Yiannopoulos claiming he was 13, 14 years old, being molested and sexually abused by a priest. And even in that Joe Rogan interview, he claimed that, you know, he kind of wanted it. As a matter of fact, since we're going down this slippery slope, folks, let's just go ahead and listen to the Milo Yiannopoulos Joe Rogan interview that has caused so much controversy, because I don't think people realize that's the interview in question that is that is very precarious, and that's really why he's been going through the type of ridicule that he's gone through thus far. So let's go ahead. This is Milo Yiannopoulos defending pedophiles and pedophilia on Joe Rogan's show. And as a matter of fact, I had some positive things to say about Joe Rogan when I saw him in the Alex Jones video. I saw him again here recently. What an idiot, bald piece of diseased-looking crap, all right? Go piss off, Joe Rogan. All right. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and listen to this for educational and criticism purposes only. This is Milo Yiannopoulos defending pedophiles and pedophilia on Joe Rogan. Go ahead and throw it on, engineer.
That's your people. Catholics trying to hide that information.
We're great at PR.
The last thing they want. I went to Catholic school, man, for a whole year. Cured me.
Well,
fixed me up good.
That's where you get your fine sense of right and wrong from. No, wait, let's not do that.
Well, with right and wrong as far as what is right and what is wrong. No, I got lucky. They beat me a little bit.
You got lucky.
Me a little bit.
Unlucky. You didn't get that taste of. No, I said, like I said earlier, if it weren't for Father Michael, I would have given far less good head. I mean, it
was a real Father Michael?
So much less.
Did you hear that? Did you all hear that right there? If it wasn't for Father Michael, I don't even want to repeat what he said. Let's just go ahead and hear it again. This is what he's talking about, folks. And all of you defending Milo Yiannopoulos, you're defending this crap. Throw it on, engineer.
They beat me a little bit.
You got lucky.
Me a little
unlucky. You didn't get that taste of. No, I said, like I said earlier, if it weren't for Father Michael, I would have given far less good head. I mean, it was a
real Father Michael.
So much less. You know, he's going to get killed now. But
who was Father Michael?
I'm not. No, I bet
it was a real dude.
I should
maybe suck his dick for real.
Make me. I was quite enthusiastic about it. I fucked my English teacher too.
How old was he at the time?
I don't know. He's quite young, quite hot.
Really?
Yeah.
And so that's where it all started? Father Michael?
No.
Was that post the tranny?
Yeah, it was post.
Thing?
So I wasn't
drag queen
as a child or anything like that.
So
it was quite a.
You already had the fivesome, and you're like, "This is all wrong. I need to talk to Father Michael." He's like, "Suck my dick and shut the fuck up." And you're like, "Religion is awesome."
See, I really had no hope, did I? I was never going to end well.
Well, it seems like you kept stumbling into dicks. I mean,
I
don't
kept
know.
falling on them through life.
I don't know what would have happened if a heterosexual man like me,
30 years, I've just been falling on dicks,
was in the same circumstances as you early on. I mean, obviously things would have went very different. So I'm not sure if I buy the not born this way.
You'd go down great in the gay club.
Go down?
Well, I mean, you know, you'd
How
go down.
dare you?
We have is that a British expression? You go down well.
No,
I don't mean oral sex.
Yeah.
So go down well means you'd be popular.
Go down well would be like the way you would describe a meal or a drink.
Oh, like it goes down well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, we
like taking the piss.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get what the hell
right.
that
Like
meant.
you want a cup of my which again is another thing gay people seem disproportionately into.
They're into peeing on each other.
Well, there seems to be
it's all sin.
It's water sports.
It's all
decadent.
This is it. It's all against the Lord.
This is what I'm saying. People are only gay to be transgressive.
Why
They
don't you
choose
pray
to
the
be
gay
gay
away,
to be
Milo?
naughty.
How come you're not praying the gay
They
away?
choose to be gay to be naughty.
Seems like you have all
and now
the
being
right
a
components
homosexual
in place.
I know.
Pray the gay away.
I just can't
full belief
tear
and
myself
respect
away
for
from the
Christian
dick.
values.
Can't tear myself away.
Come on.
I've tried.
Maybe as you get older
Maybe
and
I
your
should be
sex
celibate
drive dries up a little bit.
I think I would have made a good priest. Do you think I'd make a good priest? I think I'd make a good priest.
Well, you make a good priest if you think the guy that made you suck his dick was a good priest. That kind of good priest.
He was a great priest. Honestly, like he was. He was
good. Other than that,
I've never had a better singing tutor. He was great.
Singing teacher.
He got notes out of me I didn't even know I could produce.
Now, folks, I know this is very, very hard to listen to, and I know it's very, very vulgar. But, folks, we have to listen to this because everyone who's out here trying to justify Milo Yiannopoulos' situation out here obviously is condoning this type of activity. All right? I mean, I'm telling anybody who's defending Milo Yiannopoulos, and I'm calling all you dumbass alt-right assholes out. Alex Jones, that pro-BSIC idiot, Stefan Molyneux is also talking garbage. I mean, come on! How can you justify this? This is sick! This is sick! Now, look, I want everybody to continue to listen to this, all right? Because this is disgusting, but this is what the alt-right now is all about, isn't it, huh? This is what deplorable was all about, wasn't it, huh? Go ahead and throw the rest on, engineer.
Well, he worked your plumbing.
Shattering the chandeliers, kind of.
But was he good outside of what he did? Like, was he a good religious scholar? Was he a good teacher?
I think he was just a parish priest. I mean, I
just really a fucking creep getting his dick sucked then.
He's gonna get lynched now.
How's he gonna get lynched? Do people know who he is?
I don't think so.
What's his name?
Well, I'm not saying anymore.
Well, how old were you at the time? You were a little kid, and he was like what?
You're trying to.
Was he in his 20s or 30s?
Yet another feminist strategy that you have adopted in addition to your language policing.
Trying to pedophile?
No, trying to go on this.
You were the one who was anti-pedophile earlier.
I told you it wasn't the pedophilia. I was after I lost my virginity. I was in my teens. I was in my teens.
14.
I was in my teens.
Something like that. That's what you said. 14 is pedophilia, buddy. I don't know how they rocket and merry old England.
I was in my teens.
Over here in my country, and fucking where you are right now,
You've never seen a 15-year-old girl at any point in your life, however old you were, you've never seen a 15-year-old girl you thought was hot.
Yeah, when I was 15.
No, when you were 25. When you were 25.
I'm not retarded, dude.
When you were 25, when you were 30,
no.
you will have seen girls about 15 you thought were hot.
No, I thought they were little kids.
No.
Now, do you hear that right there, folks? Did you hear that? He's trying to condone it, and even dumbass Joe Rogan is like, no, I don't think 15-year-old girls are hot, you sick asshole. What is your problem? And look at him. He's like, come on, come on. I mean, this is sick, folks. How can anybody on the alt-right defend this crap? How can anybody defend this? Somebody please answer me. How can anybody defend this? Let's hear that one more time, just in case people just don't want to hear it, forgot about it. Here, go ahead, listen to it again.
I told you it wasn't the pedophilia. I was after I lost my virginity. I was in my teens. I was in my teens.
14.
I was in my teens. Something like that.
That's what you said. 14 is pedophilia, buddy. I don't know how they rocket and merry old England.
I was in my teens.
Over here in my country, and fucking where you are right now, America.
You've never seen a 15-year-old girl at any point in your life, however old you were, you've never seen a 15-year-old girl you thought was hot.
Yeah, when I was 15.
No, when you were 25. When you were 25.
I'm not retarded, dude.
When you were 25, when you were 30, you will have seen girls about 15 you thought were hot.
No, I thought they were little kids.
No, you didn't.
I thought, damn, she's going to be hot, but I didn't want to fuck her.
Bullshit. Like
not bullshit at all.
Look,
you can't tell me what I was born into.
I think if you're 14...
Born like this.
You were born this way. You were born a dreary nitpicker.
No, you're trying to make it so I'm a fucking creeper like you.
No.
I'm not into 14-year-olds. How dare you, sir? No.
I'm not into 14-year-olds.
Well, that
Don't
fucking
put this
guy
on
that
me.
you said's a great guy, he was into 14-year-olds.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's a terrible person.
No.
He certainly was.
I was a very mature 14-year-old.
Yeah. Well, in your case, he got it right. He got the right guy to molest.
It wasn't molestation.
That's absolutely molestation.
It wasn't molestation. It was perfectly consensual.
I don't think it is when they're 14.
When I was 14, trust me, I was the predator. I was the predator.
You were the predator. You were chasing after the priest. He was trying to stay close to God.
I was chasing everybody. I was aggressively seeking out sexual company of adults because I knew it would horrify people, because I wanted sort of power over them. It was my way of rebelling. My way of rebelling. I was the predator of 14, let me tell you.
Do you think that's what's going on with that guy who directed X-Men? Bunch of
Brian Singer?
Yeah, a bunch of 14-year-old predators going after that poor man.
I'm not sure it's the case with him, no.
That's a guy.
You know, I lived in Hollywood a while ago.
Did you?
Briefly. And,
did you go to one of his parties?
I went to other people who I won't name of a similar stature in Hollywood. I went to their boat parties and to their house parties.
Now, I'd like everybody to listen to this, because I would like Milo to come forth with the information that he has on Hollywood people, all right? I would like to make sure that everybody is aware of this particular scenario here, right? This person, Milo Yiannopoulos, knows something that is happening in Hollywood, and he's not saying it, and I think that right there is a crime within itself. Go ahead and listen to what he has to say.
Did you?
Briefly. And,
did you go to one of his parties?
I went to other people who I won't name of a similar stature in Hollywood. I went to their boat parties and to their house parties and things, and some of the things I have seen have beggared belief.
Yeah? Can you give us like a...
Well, I don't want to be indiscreet about specific people.
Right, you don't have to do that.
It's going to
dance around the facts.
Yeah, dangerous, but I can tell you the truth without dropping anyone in it.
Okay.
I mean, some of the boys there were very young. Very young.
And this is really recently?
I don't remember. No, like, I don't know, 8 years ago. I don't remember.
Statute of limitations.
I don't remember whether I ever met Bryan Singer or whether I even knew who he was then. But I knew other people of similar stature, as I say, and there were some very young boys around at that time. There was a lot of drugs and a lot of
twinks.
A lot of twinks taking drugs and having unsafe sex with older men, and some of these boys were very young.
What did you think of?
Now, did you hear that? He says very young, very young. What the hell is that supposed to mean, folks? Huh? What is that supposed to mean? And, how can anyone defend this? How can anyone defend this? Alex Jones, Stefan Molyneux? How can anybody defend this? Alt-right, Cernovich? All of you! All of you! How can you all defend this? I mean, some of the same people that are defending Milo were some of the same characters that were calling for investigations into Pizzagate. And now that this pedophile scenario hits one of their own, all of a sudden they're trying to justify this crap. There's nothing to justify. This is pathetic. This is disgusting. Now, I'm sorry that this took too much time in the show, but I don't think people understand the seriousness of this Milo Yiannopoulos situation and what exactly he said. You can't justify that. And then it makes sense why Bill Maher agrees with Milo Yiannopoulos, because maybe, I don't know, they've got something in common in that regard. I'm telling you right now, everybody needs to denounce Milo. And I'm telling you this right now, you need to denounce anybody connected with pedophilia. This is a disgrace. This is disgusting, and we need to stop this. We've got to downright stop this, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, look, I didn't mean to get off keister on this subject matter. I was just asking, has Milo exposed the latent divide amongst the right wing? And I think he has. I think that the divide is now, whether you believe in this Milo Yiannopoulos alt-right, homosexual, young man molesting type of mentality. And look, I saw something wrong when I saw Deplorable. You know what, folks? These people from the Gateway Pundit were, and I don't mean to single them out, but they happened to have been on stage at the time when I was watching the Deplorable, and it was this very older gray-haired gentleman with glasses with a younger, boyish-looking gentleman with glasses, which appeared to me to look like an older man with a young boy type of a relationship in this Gateway Pundit scenario. Now, I could be wrong, but these fruiters, for a lack of a better term, were leprechaun in their asses all over goddamn Deplorable when they should have been taking the damn thing serious when the president, or Trump, got elected president, for heaven's sake. So that's why I'm saying, folks, at this point in time, we need to pick the personalities that are going to represent the right wing very carefully. And this is why I'm continuously saying that the capitalist army denounces the alt-right We have nothing to do with the alt-right. We don't want to condone anything that the alt-right is currently conducting themselves in. And, folks, the prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again. I told you all about Milo months ago. And when I was criticizing him and when I was exposing the contradictions within Milo, people were criticizing me as if I was the bad guy. People were criticizing me as if I was the bad guy. Hey, folks, I'm telling you I'm a very good judge of character, and I can read right through people, and I saw exactly what Milo Yiannopoulos was doing, and that's why I question what exactly his motive was in all this agitation. So once again, the capitalist army denounces the alt-right, Cernovich, Milo, and all these characters out here that are doing nothing but actually aiding the leftists in degrading the integrity of Donald Trump's presidency. That's the only thing Milo has done thus far, is degrade the integrity of Donald Trump's presidency. That's the only thing all these other alt-right characters have done, was degrade the integrity of Donald Trump's presidency, for heaven's sake. And it makes me sick, man. It makes me sick. So I don't want to have nothing to do with the alt-right. I have nothing against anybody's sexual preference. But, folks, it's starting to really be a little overbearing when you're starting to see so many correlations between those that are flamboyantly gay and molestation and child sex abuse and these types of things. It's very hard to ignore. Very hard to ignore. And we, on the right, even though I believe, and we're going to talk about this here in a minute, conservatism is dead. The traditional conservatism is dead. There's still a moral line in the sand. And the moral line in the sand is if you believe that pedophiles should be executed or condoned. And I believe that they should be executed. And if you're going to condone this crap, then go ahead. Condone Roman Polanski. Condone Woody Allen. Condone Milo Yiannopoulos. Condone Comet Pizza. Condone John Podesta. I mean, why not? I mean, if you're condoning Milo Yiannopoulos, you might as well condone John Podesta. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter because I spent way too much time on this subject, but I think everybody gets it at this point in time. Anyone who's defending Milo Yiannopoulos after what you just heard, anyone defending Bill Maher after what you just heard, anyone defending George Takei after what you just heard is pro-pedophilia. That's just the bottom line. I mean, that's just the bottom line in my view. That's just the bottom. I mean, how else can you defend this crap? Please explain to me how else can you defend this? Anyway, let me move on, folks, all right? I don't want to talk about Milo anymore. He's just, I told you so, folks. I told you so. Anyway, let me move on, folks, all right? I want to be the first to tell you that the right needs to get over CPAC at this point in time, all right? CPAC is no longer a conservative political action committee. It is a money-making scheme as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Facebook is funding CPAC, for heaven's sake. Mr. Globalist himself, Mark Zuckerberg, is funding CPAC, all right? And not to mention, folks, conservatism is dead, all right? I was a conservatism for a good portion of my life, okay? I mean, when I started this radio broadcast, it was initially called True Conservative Radio, all right? True Conservative Radio, but you want to know why I threw out the conservative moniker from my show? Because I saw in the 2008 election the coronation of liberalism at the Republican convention with John Turncoat McCain and Sarah Palin. Folks, you can look back in the archive. I was completely against it. I saw the liberal writing on the wall, and that's when I knew conservatism was dead. So for you folks that are out here at CPAC trying to claim that you're some kind of a holier-than-thou conservative, your days are gone, okay? Because what I've learned is that the majority of most conservatives are a bunch of hypocrites, all right? I mean, I would advise each and every one of you so-called conservatives at CPAC to read a short story by an American author by the name of Nathaniel Hawthorne called Young Goodman Brown. Young Goodman Brown. You read that short story, and that'll show you what conservatism really is. That'll show you what religious elders really are. That'll show you what people that claim to be so pious and pure really are when the sun goes down. Young Goodman Brown, I encourage everybody to read that short story, and I hate fiction. I hate fiction. So once again, I implore you to realize that you folks out there at CPAC that are trying to claim that you're the real conservative, you're the true conservative, none of you people are conservative. And as a matter of fact, the conservatives that are now trying to usurp the right are no different than the progressive left. Because the far right wing of conservatism is gone. It's never going to come back. And what you conservatives need to understand is that the liberals have perpetuated this notion. The liberals have corrupted conservatism. The liberals have taken control of every bureaucratic system, from the public education system to the higher education system to the judicial system to, I can go on and on. This is why we live in such a moralist society. This is why we have statues of the satanic Baphomet in some courthouses today. Is because the liberals have taken control of our bureaucratic systems, of our institutions, and have asserted their godless views upon us. And that's why I'm saying, for all you folks at CPAC that are out there claiming to be conservative, you're not conservative. You're out there going for the festivities. You're out there going for the money. Let's be honest with. Come on, look it up for yourself. Mark Zuckerberg, Mr. Globalist himself, is funding CPAC. Now, why would you take money from Mark Zuckerberg, their CPAC? Huh? Why would you take money? So as far as I'm concerned, this is it. It's over for conservatism. This is, in my personal view, folks, this is a new right-wing spectrum being unearthed via the Trump administration. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, all right? Now, I want to go ahead and go over what I was just discussing about this new right-wing spectrum. Because you see, folks, we need to start organizing on the right. And if we are going to choose conservatism as the basis of our political philosophy, I think that we've already lost the battle. And the reason we've lost the battle, folks, is because right now the current social footing of this country is not conducive to a warped perception of conservatism. The leftists have turned many people, because they have taken control of the collegiate college system, they have turned most of our youth into godless idiots. And any time you throw the notion of any type of religious dogma, any type of conservative values, it's automatically a turnoff to these young people. That's why we don't have religion as dominant as it was in previous generations. And the reason is, folks, is because the leftists have taken control. They're teaching our children. They're teaching our children to not only accept totalitarianism, but beg for it, demand it. So in my personal opinion, folks, the right, and I don't want to call it the new right. As a matter of fact, I'm personally calling this, and I'm coining this phrase from right now onward, the capitalist right. The capitalist right. And what are the tenets of the capitalist right? Capitalism, liberty, and nationalism. Because right now, folks, what we are witnessing in modern day world history is much like what the United States saw in the Civil War. It is globalism versus the nation states. That's what we are witnessing right before our very eyes on the shift in the international stage. It is globalism versus the nation state, much like the United States Civil War, the Federalist versus the states.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
And let me tell you something right now. The capitalist right. It's a very easy and a very simple format and a very simple platform to organize the right. You just have to believe in capitalism. You just have to believe in liberty. And you just have to believe in nationalism. Those are the 3 tenets. And because capitalism is the focal point of our right-wing perspective, we don't really have to worry too much about the moral dogmas outside of the one last line in the sand that is whether or not you believe pedophiles should be executed or condoned. Because capitalist right believes in right-wing politics in that government should be as small as possible, and that government should not infringe upon the individual, that government should not infringe upon life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. Because property, folks, is the basis of capitalism. And without private property, we have no capitalism. Without liberty, we have no capitalism, because without liberty, we have anarchy. And without nationalism, we have no identity. And right now, folks, that is what is being wiped out of Europe because of the European Union purposely bringing in the migrants to dilute the cultures of Europe. That's what you're seeing today, right before the Obama administration left office, trying to bring in as many of wild Yehudis and immigrants and open borders as possible to dilute the American way, the American system, the American perspective. And right now, folks, the variant of globalism has none of us in their sights. And what I mean by that is that the globalists don't want to give us opportunity. The globalists don't want to give us wealth. They don't want to give us a happy life. The globalists want to control you. They want to control you, each and every one of you, no matter what corner of the earth you're at. They want to control you. And you see, the essence of capitalist right is difference. Because capitalism allows anyone to pursue any brand of lifestyle, any idea of materialism, any idea of destiny. They are allowed to carve it out themselves under the liberty and freedom of capitalism. So that's why I'm saying, folks, there's no longer conservatism that is going to organize the right. The alt-right failed miserably in organizing the right. The right needs to be organized, folks, because the left is organized, the globalists are organized, the establishment political class is organized. We need to organize. And as I said, the three tenets of capitalist right: capitalism, liberty, and nationalism. And as far as our social philosophy is concerned, we embrace difference. We embrace difference because difference proves that the individual is free to express themselves however they see fit. They're not told to conform. They're not told that they should look a certain way, act a certain way, speak a certain way. We're not out here regulating speech. That's why I'm saying, folks, we have to redefine the right wing of the political spectrum. And the right wing right now is currently splintered because there is no direction. There is no direction for which the right can organize. You've got white nationalists. You've got fiscal conservatives. You've got center of right folks. You've got actual center people that are on the right now. You've got left of center folks on the right now. And the reason we need to organize, folks, because if we don't, we are going to lose everything that we are starting to build because of the cult of personalities, the lack of organization, and the lack of a clear platform. So screw the alt-right, screw the conservative right. This is the capitalist right. Capitalism, liberty, and nationalism. And what nationalism are we talking about here in America? America. I mean, what was Superman's motto? Truth, justice, and the American goddamn way, baby. You understand that? I mean, I'm not even joking, folks. We need to go back to what America was. America was a diverse country that was built by every kind of culture. And the reason that every kind of culture that was brought here didn't utilize culture to divide each other was because everyone that came here with an objective. And that objective was to make a better life, to make a better reality, to make a better system, to make a more perfect union. And that's why this melting pot that we call America worked. It wasn't until the leftists infiltrated every institution of our system and put us in play against each other. And that's why the basis of leftism is divide and conquer, so that the basis of capitalist right should be embracing difference. We're all different, man. We're different sizes, we're different heights, we have different hair color, we have different eye colors, we have different skin colors, we've got different length fingernails, we wear different clothes. I mean, I can go on and on. There is no equality. There is no such thing as equality in this world. And if we embrace difference on the capitalist right, we will expose the contradictions on the left. We will expose the contradictions on the left if we embrace difference. The right wing is the new counterculture. The right wing is the nonconformists. The right wing is the new philosophy that is going to take humanity into the 21st century, but we've got to make it happen. We've got to make it happen. We can't just sit around and think that it's going to happen miraculously. We can't just wait around and hope that people come to their senses. We've got to go out and we've got to do the work. We've got to go out and we've got to get political. And that's why, folks, I'm taking this show a little bit more into a serious direction, because if we don't, then we stand to lose. I mean, look at all the opposition that we have against us. Even those within our own political spectrum in the alt-right is against us. And the reason I say that, if they were for us, they wouldn't be conducting themselves in a capacity to spotlight themselves for the mainstream media to give fodder to the left. So that's why I'm saying, folks, as far as I'm concerned, it's the new capitalist right. And the emphasis is capitalism, because capitalism is the essence of freedom. And I've said it time and time again, there's nothing more liberating than being your own man, being your own boss. Waking up every day and saying, look, I've got to make my own money so I can pay my own bills, so I can suffice whatever lifestyle I want. There's nothing more liberating than that. Anyway, folks, once again, the capitalist right. It's obviously a coin phrase that I came up with, and it's also the sketch of my new book. I'm going to write a book now! Anyway, with that being said, let me move on to the next subject matters. We're running out of time here. People at the town hall meetings that Republican congressmen are actually conducting in their districts are going into damn near outright brawls. And I'm glad that people are starting to heed the call that I have been saying on this broadcast, that we, as the right, must hold these damn Republicans' feet to the fire. It's almost 2 months since this man, Donald Trump, has been president, and yet the Congress hasn't done a goddamn thing. They haven't passed anything. They haven't done anything. And I think that we need to continue to put the pressure on Congress. We need to tweet at these sons of bitches. We need to email them. We need to call them. We need to mail them. We need to Facebook them. We need to do whatever it takes so that they can hear the fact that we are watching and we know that they're being complacent with legislation, and we are going to hold their feet to the fire. That's why I keep saying, folks, we cannot allow these Republicans to sit on their thumbs, and I'm glad. Have you read the reports here recently? People are going to town halls, rising up. I mean, these damn Republican congressmen that are going to their district town halls have to be escorted out of the building with police escorts because people are sick and tired of these power-hungry bureaucrats, both on the Republican and the Democrat side. That's why I'm telling everybody who's listening, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican at this point in time. What we should all emphasize is that no more career politicians. That's what we should emphasize, folks. No more career politicians. And for you idiots that are out there,
well, I actually like it when a politician has some experience. You know, I'm not joking. I like it when my politicians have experience. We've been having career politicians ruin this country for the past 40 to 50 years. All right? The reason why our country is in the precarious situation it is in today is because of career politicians. And that's why each and every one of us should put a point of emphasis, whether you're Republican or Democrat, we should shun career bureaucrats like the AIDS. We should shun career bureaucrats like cancer. There should be no reason, no goddamn reason whatsoever why a politician is making a career out of public service. There should be no reason. And that's why each and every one of us, capitalist right, the new capitalist right, we shouldn't talk politics. Even though I talk politics on this broadcast because I'm trying to convey ideas, when you're one-on-one with somebody, when you're one-on-one with a libtard, don't talk politics. Talk freedom, talk liberty, talk economics. There's nothing more free than capitalism. There's nothing more free than making as much money as you can and saving it and being smart with it so you can carve out your own destiny. Capitalism is the essence of liberty. It's the essence of freedom. And that's why we have to do what we have to do, folks. That's why I'm taking this show serious. This is not a joke anymore, man. We're not in a position to be able to be joking around and guac bowl merchant and Pepe the Frog and all this stuff. I mean, those were campaign images. Those were images in an attempt to try to get somebody elected. Those things ain't going to work as it pertains to trying to hold feet to the fire as it relates to the Republicans, as it pertains to forcing this Congress to pass legislation, as it pertains to changing the minds of the electorate. Those things are trivial. We're going to have to come at people with ideas and new ideas. Ideas that contradict the old ideas and the old perceptions. I mean, they cannot contradict the capitalist right. They can't contradict capitalism, in which you are paid for your labor, your skills, your creativity, your innovation. They can't contradict liberty, freedom under the rule of law. They can't contradict nationalism outside this whole open borders globalist nonsense. And if you're an open borders globalist jerk-off, well, then get the hell out of here and go to the left where you belong. I am not down with the variant of globalism that these international bureaucrats are implementing on us. And as I stated, folks, globalism is communism. Globalism is communism. That's why they're trying to section off the world into unions. Unions. And I know I keep repeating this, but it bears repeating because people need to remember this. All right? The European Union, the African Union, the Asian Union, the North American Union. And once again, folks, what was Russia called prior to the fall? It was the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union. Now, why was Mother Russia during the communist times called the Soviet Union? Because, folks, God damn it, wake up! Freaking unions is an adherent to communism. That's what globalism is trying to construct right before our very eyes, is global communism. Global communism is what is being implemented. I've been saying this for years, folks, that this was a communist agenda. And people thought I was nuts back in 2008, 2009. I remember people calling me up saying, hey, Ghost, what are you living in the 60s and the 70s? Communism is dead. Communism isn't even around anymore, Ghost. What are you talking about? Even back then, I would talk about feminism. What are you talking about, Ghost? We don't have feminists. Feminism aren't the problem. Folks, I have seen this coming, and now it's coming to full circle fruition. Excuse me. It's going to full circle fruition, and I'm telling you this right now, globalism is communism. Aside from the globalists trying to section off the world into unions, what controls the financial system? Central banks. Central banks. Central banks, of course, is an adherent to communism. Folks, Karl Marx wrote and promoted the idea of a central bank in Das Kapital. Go read it for yourself. Globalism is communism, folks. And if you're for globalism, then you're a goddamn communist piece of trash. All right? I mean, just take a look at Britannia, for instance, and how they're trying to get out of the European Union. The European Union being an unelected governing body that incrementally usurped every nation-state country that belongs to the European Union's sovereignty, robbed them of their sovereignty right from under them. And now what is Juncker talking about? They're talking about how damn Britannia may have to pay, $500 billion to get out of the European Union? I mean, these people weren't even elected. These people aren't even elected, for Christ's sake. So that's why, folks, what we are witnessing on a global scale is much like what we saw in the Civil War of the United States. We are witnessing globalists versus the nation states. Much like in the Civil War of America, the Federalist versus the states. Federalism versus states' rights. And now it's on a global scale. And you see, these nation states, these globalists, have been very calculated and very methodical and patient in implementing this agenda. They have been working on this agenda for over 125, 30 years. And now it's coming to fruition, folks. So wake up. Globalism is communism. Globalism is communism. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter. We're running out of time here. I'm sure everybody is aware of California's little secession attempt. I'm sure everyone is aware of Cal Exit, folks. You know, these idiots out there on the West Coast, these liberal losers, these lunatics are all out there claiming that they want to secede from the Union because Donald Trump was elected president. I mean, give me a break. But you know what? I have no problem with that. I mean, hey, if California wants to, be exited off, get them the hell out of here. But guess who is backing up the whole Cal Exit movement? I mean, seriously, who's backing up the whole Cal Exit movement? None other than Russia. Oh, that's right, folks. All these people talking all kinds of garbage about Donald Trump and Russia. Meanwhile, what do we have here? We've got Russia backing up the Cal Exit secession movement. All right? Russia! So I don't understand how that works, liberals. How does that work? Now, is Russia hacking your Cal Exit now? Are you going to blame the Russians when it doesn't come to fruition, for Christ's sake, you stupid moron? And for you folks that are unaware, one of the leaders of the Cal Exit movement is a man by the name of Louis J. Marinelli, a 30-year-old English teacher who lives in Russia, all right, in, how do you pronounce this, Yekaterinburg, or whatever the hell it's called in Russia, all right? This is the guy who is organizing the Cal Exit movement from Russia. So what does that say about Cal Exit? Freaking Russia, all right? Freaking Russia, man. Give me a freaking break. It makes me sick, man. I mean, here we are on the Trump train trying to defend ourselves as it pertains to this Russia nonsense, and you've got the liberals in the Cal Exit movement obviously being complicit with Russia in this whole California secession horse crap. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense, for Christ's sake. I mean, how can all of a sudden, people on the left talk all this garbage about impeachment and all this other crap in relation to Russia and its, quote, meddling into the elections when you blatantly have Russia not just meddling, but organizing the whole goddamn Cal Exit movement? What a joke. I mean, if this is the case, then why don't we just go into the Sacramento region and just take everyone who's a part of the California state government into custody because they are complicit with doing a business with the enemy. I mean, you can't get any more blatant than this. These people are open about it. Cal Exit is being organized by Russians. So why exactly is this not big news? How come we don't see this goddamn son of a bitch, all right? How come we don't see this son of a bitch out there on the mainstream media? Jesus Christ, what a disgusting, pathetic individual. I mean, it's just disgusting. Jesus Christ, man. I'm telling you, it just makes me sick. Cal Exit ran by Ruskies. Y'all should be very proud of yourself, California. Huh? Stupid idiots. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter. I don't want to talk about Ruski, California. Let's talk a little bit about Iran up in here. Iran, of course, saber-rattling even more, talking garbage to America, saying that they're ready to supposedly give a U.S. Or to give the U.S. a, quote, slap in the face. That's what Iran came out and said today, that they're ready to give the U.S. a, quote, slap in the face. I mean, what the hell are you going to do? What the hell are you going to do, Iran? And as a matter of fact, I mean, even if you do something, I mean, let's be honest, Iran, you're not in the position to be in any kind of a belligerent position to talk garbage to the United States. I mean, I can't believe that Iran is continuously talking garbage to the United States of America. And listen, I think it doesn't really behoove Iran to make an enemy out of the United States at this point. If you want my personal opinion, if I were Iran, I would actually be trying to make nice with the United States to reposition the Iranian country into a more upstanding and dominating position within the Middle East and in the region. And this way, we won't be so reliant on the Saudis as it pertains to any kind of allies in the Middle East. But of course, that assumes that the Iranians are rational people and that can actually concoct this kind of sophisticated diplomacy, which I don't believe they are. And instead, what are they doing? They're out here, they're talking garbage, they're saying that they're ready to give the U.S. a, quote, slap in the face, and, they're just not going to stop talking garbage, man. And, we could thank Obama for this as well, for making us look like a bunch of cheap, freaking dumbass, two-bit idiots, all right? I mean, remember, lest we forget, Barack Obama gave these assholes, what is it, $250 billion, $250 billion to supposedly stop making nuclear weapons, and we also gave them another $1.7 billion in a goddamn hostage payment so that we can release a few hostages, which was the first time in American history that the United States had negotiated with terrorists. All right, well, let me take that back. It was the second time, because the first time we negotiated with terrorists was that Bergdahl idiot that we got from the Taliban in exchange for some battle-hardened Yehudis that cut off heads from a Guantanamo Bay.
Hi, I'm a helpful Southern California Honda person, and recently we've been doing random acts of helpfulness. Like decorating a children's hospital, helping a mom get a tutor for her son, and even replacing stolen tools from a car break-in. And right now, during the Honda Dream Garage sales event, we can help you too with a great deal on an award-winning Honda. Like the Accord, a 2017 Car and Driver 10 Best a record 31 times. Click the dealer locator link to find a dealer near you, and go to SoCalHondaDealers.com to suggest a random act of helpfulness for someone you know. Car and Driver, January 2017.
So once again, folks, that's why Iran thinks it can flex nuts at the United States. They probably couldn't believe that the United States gave them $250 billion. They probably couldn't believe that the United States gave them $1.7 billion for a hostage exchange, and that's why they're flexing nuts right now. That's why they're flexing nuts. Jesus Christ, it makes me sick. Give me my drink, for Christ's sake. Iran flexing nuts. And what did I tell you back in 2009, folks, when the Iranian Revolution happened? And I know I keep talking about the 2009 Iranian Revolution, but I think that was a lost opportunity. A humongous lost opportunity to take down the Ayatollah and to take down the Iranian government apparatus. But we did nothing. When the people rose up against the Ayatollah, when the people at the time in 2009 rose up against Ahmadinejad, the world did absolutely nothing. And instead, the Iranian authorities went in and crushed the rebellion, arrested the leaders, and killed their families. And after that, and I said it on a show, that after that we one day will be doing nuclear deals with Iran. I said this in 2009, folks. You can look back in the archive. I said, look, since we didn't do anything and watched the people in Iran die in 2009, I wouldn't be surprised if we do nuclear deals with Iran. And that's exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did. Nuclear deals. with Iran. I mean, this is just sick, man. This is just sick. Anyway, let me move on to the next subject matter. Did you hear that Kim Jong-nam, Kim Jong-un's brother, who was assassinated at a Malaysian airport, his body has been in a morgue in some kind of freezer somewhere, and apparently, according to Malaysian authorities, someone attempted to break into the morgue and steal Kim Jong-nam's fat body. I mean, I'm not even joking, man. I mean, somebody tried to break into some Malaysian morgue out there to take Kim Jong-nam's body. And where in the hell were they exactly going to take it? You know? When the hell are we exactly going? Where are they going to go with a body like that? Where are they going to? They're going to go on a plane? They're going to go on the bus? They're going to take a cab? What is this, Weekend at Bernie's, for Christ's sake? Weekend with Nam? Anyway, folks, like I said here, for you folks that are unaware, the whole reason why Kim Jong-un assassinated his brother at a Malaysian airport was because Kim Jong-nam was trying to de facto run the country from exile. And, of course, Kim Jong-un ain't going to stand for that. I mean, Kim Jong-un has no problem murdering anybody who is going to jeopardize his position of power. All right, has no problem whatsoever killing anybody. As a matter of fact, what happened to Kim Jong-un's wife? I'm afraid she got killed as well. I haven't seen her since he started showing her off there for a couple of weeks after he got married to her, and that's it. What happened to that poor woman? Not to mention this guy killed his uncle, which was Kim Jong-il's right-hand man. Killed his uncle by feeding him to some rabid, very hungry dogs. I think he killed somebody else by, I mean, I'm telling you, this guy's a sick man. I've read where somebody was falling asleep at one of his meetings and shot this guy with an anti-aircraft rocket. I mean, this guy's a sick dude, man. I'm not even joking. But anyway, with that being said, someone attempted to steal Kim Jong-nam's body in Malaysia. So that's, I mean, where are they going to go with that fat body's body? I have no idea. But, hey, you know, who's looking, I guess, right? Who's looking? Anyway, let me move on to the last couple of, actually, let's move on to the last couple of subject matters here. Did y'all read that leftists in Germany now want to give refugees the right to vote? Huh? Oh, here it comes. What did I tell you? What did I tell you, Germans? What did I tell you, Germans, man? I told you that the essence of the migrant crisis was not only to dilute your culture, but to bring down your cost of labor and to bring in a whole new voting class of people who will now truly dominate you from your own political institutions. Oh, my God. Can you believe this? Can you believe Germany wants to give refugees the right to vote? I mean, this should make every German livid. This should make every German livid, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, Germany, what are you doing? What are you do? Are you this cuck, Germany? I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't think America would stand for this, man. At least a good portion of America would rise up in the midst of what Germany, France, Sweden are going through right now. What are y'all doing? You're losing your culture, you're losing your people, and you're allowing your socialist governments to do it, and you're willingly accepting it. You're willingly accepting it. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, Germany, for Christ's sake? Jeez, I'm not even joking around. Leftists in Germany want to give refugees the right to vote? But why? Why? Man, we've gone completely loco, man. I'm telling you, we've gone completely mad, and I just, I try to rationalize this, but there's no rational thinking anymore in politics. I think that politics at this point in time has been so simplified And the leftists have won the simplification of the political spectrum. That's why when I talk about the capitalist right, I talk about the capitalist right because we have to convey messages just as simple. We have to convey the message that the three variants, or I should say the three adherents, I should say, of the capitalist right is capitalism, liberty, and of course, nationalism. And you see, folks, we also have to embrace difference because we have to counter the conformity that is encompassed and engulfed on the left wing. We have to counteract that. We have to expose the contradictions within that. And that's why we should embrace difference. Now, I know there's many on the right that disagree and they want to be staunch and they want their perspective to be implemented to the fullest. But this is not a perfect world. Nor is everybody going to oblige with 100% of your perspective. That's why, unfortunately, for a lot of you conservative right-wingers, you are going to have to make the compromise that you're going to have to live with and amongst and work with people you may not want to be around or may not like. All right, you just have to accept that. And moreover, we have to accept the fact that we have to compromise. All right? We have to compromise when it comes to our political perspective. What we don't compromise on is capitalism, freedom, and nationalism. We don't compromise on capitalism, liberty, and nationalism. We don't compromise on capitalism, liberty, and nationalism. So that's why I'm saying, folks, that's why I'm saying we have to continue to portray ourselves in a capitalist right-wing capacity to simplify the message and to show that we accept everybody in an individual different perspective. We respect people's differences. We embrace people's differences because it's difference that creates individuality. It's difference that creates self-sustenance. And this is what we want. As far as a society, as a capitalist right-winger, we want a society that's economic system is based in capitalism, whose political system is based in liberty and nationalism. We do not want to embrace globalism. We do not want to embrace this idea that a bureaucratic system of international proportions can dictate the conduct of mankind on a worldwide basis. We don't believe that. And once we on the capitalist right start embracing the differences amongst us all, and we start having people accept that, hey, I like capitalism, I like going to work, I like making money, I like having a good life, I can embrace liberty. I like the freedom. I like the freedom under the rule of law. Yeah, I can embrace nationalism. I like my country. Then we've got it. We've got it. We've got those on left of center. We've got those in the center. We've got those at right of center. And, folks, I personally believe we may have some of those conservatives as well. So that's why I'm saying, folks, that's what we should all be focusing on as far as the new capitalist right is concerned. We need to simplify our messages, and we need to convey this message to the average, everyday Joe Sixpack. And when Joe Sixpack says, yeah, I like capitalism, I want to make some money, yeah, I like liberty, I want freedom in the rule of law, yeah, I love America, or if you're in some part of the other part of the world, yeah, I like Britannia, whatever country you're in. I'm telling you, that's the basis of the capitalist right, and we have to embrace it, we have to encompass it, we've got to promote it, and that's why this show is taking a serious turn. And I'm telling you, by next week, we are going to have a website in which we, in the Capitalist Army and the Inner Circle, are going to deliver fresh, original news content from all over the world. We've got correspondents in all countries, And the correspondents that are going to be contributing to this news organization that we are concocting out of an organic necessity, is going to be comprised of news, getting local, getting political about Britain politics, about Eastern European politics, about Australian politics, New Zealand politics, Canadian politics. I mean, we are going to have correspondents all over the world, folks, that are going to be creating original content, original video, all right, coming straight from our correspondents. Original video, audio, pictures. That's what I'm saying, folks. We have to take this serious. And I'm taking the big step into seriousness, and I hope those of you that take this show serious follow me accordingly, because we have to organize and we have to make sure that what we witnessed for the past 15 to 20 years that has brought us to this degraded point in American history never happens again. Anyway, folks, we've got about 15 minutes left here. And since everybody has been fairly good on the Twitter and everybody hasn't been troll terrorizing this particular broadcast, let's go ahead and give everybody a little bit of radio graffiti. That's right, folks. A little bit of radio graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you've got to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903, and when I call on your area code, you've got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this radio graffiti. And listen, I know that radio graffiti is becoming less and less prominent on this broadcast, but let me tell you something, all right? I have been forced because of I don't want to explain, but the communist government is forcing me to do it of China, and plus the fans demand it. We're going to have Mr. Fortune Cookie's autograph and Mr. Optimist's autograph tomorrow for sale, so that we'll see, you know, if we'll make it a contest, all right? We'll make it a contest. Whoever wins, all right? You radio graffiti people, pick your side. You either pick the Fortune Cookie side or you pick the optimism side. And whoever wins, all right, we bring back radio graffiti for a whole 30 minutes again. We bring back radio graffiti for a whole 30 minutes again every episode. All right, how you like that? So you troll terrorists and cyber vermin, you pick a side, Mr. Optimist or Mr. Fortune Cookie. All right, you pick your side. Anyway, let me go ahead and get to radio. First of all, do we have any calls, engineer? All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to radio graffiti right now. All right. Who do we got here? How about anonymous radio graffiti?
Good God, man. Look, I think we got Trump and Capitalist on here. He wants to say something. Trump, and you there?
Hey, Ghost. How you doing this evening?
What's going on, man? What you got to say?
I wanted to talk about your stance on depression and everything.
Okay, hold on just 1 second. Before you do, how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18 years old, so I don't know. So get to the short bus, my friend, all right? There's another one, and, of course, under the age of 20. Under the age of 20. What?
Well, hey, you know what? You troll terrorists, you shut your face! You shut your stupid, stinking face for that crap! You shut your stupid face, all right? You shut your stupid, dumbass face! You leave Trump alone! Son of a bitch. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. You shove it up your ass. Anonymous radio graffiti.
Good morning, USA. I got a feeling that it's going to be.
All right, that's great. Look, I already told you idiots, all right? All right, Adult Swim went down the tubes when they canceled Assy McGee, assholes, all right? How about 412 Radio Graffiti?
We got 8 equal.
Radio Graffiti. Now, livestock is a very tricky business. As far as I'm concerned, I guess that no one's eating beef anymore. Everybody's a vegan all of a sudden. And we wonder why people are getting sick. Oh, hey, you know what? Y'all be vegan all you want to. More beef for me, you fruit balls, all right?
Did someone say beef?
It's a trap, beef. Penis. It's a trap, beef. Penis.
It took me all day to find a sausage to shove my cock in. Doesn't it look juicy?
Oh, yeah.
My sausage is waiting for you, and I'm waiting for yours.
12 seconds later.
Man, I never thought
I said to Martin, hey, lady, I want to please you. Suck you like a baby. Like the tip of face. I want to...
You know what? Get this idiot. Get out of here, you sick pervert! Ah! Freaking sick, man! You're sick! Oh my God, that was sick! That was sick!
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a 4-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any 4-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
That was sick, for Christ's sake, man! Hey, what's up with you freaking perverts, man? What the hell's up with you freaking perverts, for Christ's sake, man? Good God, give me the mic. Jesus Christ, you people are turning into a bunch of sick-ass perverts! Good God, man! How about 360 Radio Graffiti? Okay, what the hell is that supposed to be? 618 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, quick question for you.
All right.
Hey, if you think Trump takes away all these entitlements, do you think George Soros, with his taking on so much gold and silver backing, will be able to recruit more people to start anti-Trump rallies and more agitation?
I can't hear you. You got an Obama phone coming in. Can you say that again?
I said with Trump taking away all these entitlements, do you think George Soros, after taking on all that silver and gold, will be able to recruit more people to start more agitation and or rabble-rousing?
Yeah, I think so. The man's worth $25 billion and isn't afraid to use it. I mean, you know, he actually lost, I think, $2 billion taking down the Soviet Union. So this guy isn't afraid to blow money on political purposes. You know, I mean, this guy's not afraid at all. How about 435 Radio Graffiti?
I want my money back. Yeah. Your fake-ass friends got no damn respect. Yeah. You think you're special, you and your capitalist. Yeah. You scammed your fans and that's a freaking fact. Yeah. Ghosty babe, the inner circle's nothing but your slave. You go on with it if they misbehave, and you refuse to get your members paid. Take it to the court.
Come here, kid.
All right, we get it. Okay, we get it. Obviously, that's somebody on the short bus. I mean, what I don't get is if you got that type of energy and effort to make something like that, why don't you make something of yourself, you stupid fruit bowl? Give me a break, man. Give me a break. This guy was trying to sound as fruity as goddamn Justin Timberpiss. I mean, oh my God, I'm a fruity ass. Give me a break. 443 Radio Graffiti.
I got a Milo joke. Why did Milo go to the Walmart blue jeans special? Because he heard boys' pants were low. All right, that's enough. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
Were those boos, you asshole? I thought that was a pretty goddamn good joke. What the hell are you talking about? Hey, I'm a good joke teller, all right? I know some good jokes. All right, look, here's a joke. Hey, what's the difference between a good bar and a good woman? Liquor in the front, poker in the back, all right? Anyway, 805, Radio Graffiti. Okay, I guess we got a Helen Keller deaf mute. How about 618 Radio Graffiti? Okay, another Helen Keller deaf mute, for Christ's sake. I mean, why are you calling up? Why are you calling if you're not going to say anything? Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Night Prowler Radio Graffiti.
I'm the badass of anal sex.
Barry Satoro. I'm going to penetrate your ass.
I approve this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You shove that penis up your ass. All right, Barry Satoro.
Yes, we can.
Oh, yeah. Barry Satoro. I am going to come.
Go ahead.
Woo!
Wait a minute. Was that Obama, for Christ? Jesus Christ! Fruity ass Obama, for Christ's sake! That granny loving bastard! That power bottom fruit bowl! Don't do that! Don't splice me with that goddamn Obama! Don't splice me with Obama! Obama's a son of a bitch. You understand that? Obama's a son of a bitch. Give me the damn mag. Don't splice me with Obama again, because whenever I do that, that's going to be yeswecans.wave. I can only imagine what you know what, just shove it. How about 647 Radio Goddamn Graffiti? Boat. That's right. Jesus Christ. Well, what the hell was that about, for Christ's sake? What in the hell was that about? How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
I mean, I know you're a sophisticated guy. The world is a mess. The world is as angry as it gets. Well, you think this is going to cause a little more anger? The world is an angry place. All of this has happened. The world is a total mess. The world is a mess, David.
What the hell is that? Is that Spooky Trump or something, man? What the hell is that about? Freaking Spooky Trump, for Christ's sake. How about 810 Radio Graffiti? All right. It's an Obama phone, and it sucks. 443 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, shit, did I finally get this thing? I would like to give another shout-out to Compy Zone. Last time you called me a fat broad. I don't really appreciate that because I was hating on the Mexicans. But you know what's happening now? The Mexicans are going to get thrown the fuck out. And then chase and release. And then to catch and release, I'd like to give a shout-out to Compy Zone. And you know what? Stevie Ray Vaughan sucks massive fucking penis.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever, you fat broad. All right, keep shoveling freaking bonbons down your gullet like a damn garbage disposal. I can hear the fat in your windpipe. Why don't you get that fat surgically extracted out of that suck hole there, broad? How about 347 Radio Graffiti? Okay, great. Another Helen Keller deaf mute, for heaven's sake. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
Long live President Donald Trump, and long live the capitalist right. Thank you. Great show. Good night.
All right. I think we know who that is. How about 352 Radio Graffiti?
It's the Shore Bus. It's the Shore Bus. Oh, yeah, son.
Hey, it's the short bus. It is the short bus, man.
Oy vey, there's a stereotype on this bus.
My favorite number is 0. My favorite color is clear.
It's a splice idea.
Yeah.
It's the short bus.
It's the Shore Bus. It's the Shore Bus. It's the Shore Bus.
You know what? I can't believe you short bus idiot. Jesus Christ! You damn tard! You fruity tard! They're making short bus carols now, these goddamn tards, man! They're making short bus carols, for Christ's sake! Making goddamn short bus carols? Give me the mic! Freaking Christ, man. Short bus carols? Really, ass cracks? Jesus Christ, man, that reeks with autism. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti? You can go in Texas, you can go out and literally have a strap on and walking around like it's a fashion accessory out here. Nobody can do a goddamn thing about it. Now, of course, if a policeman comes up to you and says, "Hey, what's going on?" and you know they ask for your ID, of course you may want to comply. But once they realize that you're a perp, just get up and get the hell out of there. You shove it up your ass, man. I never said that. I never said that. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Well, here's what I don't like about Saudi Arabia. Hit it! You can't go out unless you are escorted by a man. And when you do, you come home with a butt crack full of sand. No alcohol, no rum and coke, and no Dom Perignon. At least a girl can have a smoke.
Not on Ramadan.
Oh, it's a random joy if you are a boy. But if you are a girl, it's the worst place in the world.
Okay, Francine, we get it.
Oh, but I'm just getting started. American girls, we do Pilates, starve ourselves until we're hotties. Why? Because we like our bodies. Check me out, you uptight Saudis.
You know what? Jesus Christ. Yeah, was that a show tune? All right, look, I've had enough of this bathhouse. Or what is this? It's a Fruit Bowl Wednesday. I'm getting ahead of myself, for Christ's sake. Anyway, look, I am out of here, folks. Follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost. And I will be here tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on True Capitalist Radio. Long live the capitalist army!